going on, boxing world? It's your dog Art Man Boxing, and I'm back with another boxing conversations. Woo, I'm feeling good. I'm locked in for the night, man. I ain't going nowhere else. So this might be a little long show depending on how the crowd's looking. But so far, man, I'm chilling, man. I don't know about y'all, but I'm chilling, man. I'm feeling good, feeling healthy, and I appreciate life, man, because life is too short. And unfortunately, had a death in my family. Um, and stuff like that just makes you really appreciate life. So when you got, your legs, your arms, mouth, oxygen, you can breathe, talk, all that, you better live your life to the fullest because it is very, very short. Very short. But yeah, go ahead and hit that like button. We just waiting for everybody to get in the room and then we're gonna start cooking up. But yeah, man. Yeah, life is short though. I still have my penis, and I'm glad. Hey, that's how you gotta have it, man. As long as that shit, and I say the same thing though. I say the same thing. My shit is still working, and I'm gonna use it anytime I can. Healthy, healthy though, not safely, healthy and safely. But yeah, let me go ahead and share this link real quick. Let everybody know we on here live. But shout out to everybody in the chat. I see my people coming in. Yeah, condolences. Yeah, salute, man. I know, man. I had a death in my family, man. You know, we believe it's due to that, fake pills, dude. Fentanyl, man. Somebody, you know, that shit happens, man, and that's why I stay away from that shit. I really do. Like the only thing I partake in is a little treat. That's it. I don't do none of that. I hardly even drink, to be honest. If I'm drinking, I'm probably drinking some wine or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't do no drugs or none of that shit. But speaking of that, speaking of the drugs, we gotta talk about the man of the hour, Oscar Valdez. Shout out to everybody in the chat, but we gotta talk about Oscar Valdez, yo. Like, it's real silent. Do y'all hear that? Do y'all hear that? I don't hear anything from Oscar Valdez and Eddie Reynoso's team. I ain't hear, hey, we ready for a challenge. Hey, we ready for Shakur Stevenson. Great performance, but you can't do that to me. Da, da, da. I ain't hear nothing like that. I think it's time. I think it's time that the guys speak up because we got to know what's going on, Oscar Valdez. Do you want the fight or is protect Valdez at all costs coming into full effect? Let me know because right now it's looking like that. It's looking like that right now. And my thing is, if they ain't gonna call it out, we gotta call it out. If they not gonna call it out, we gonna call it out. But anyways, yeah, man. Um, Shakur Stevenson versus Herring, man. I was rooting for Herring in that fight because I thought the veteran was going to test the young bull. But the young bull showed us that, hey, man, fuck y'all opinions. I'm here to stay. And I love that. I love that about Shakur Stevenson and just boxers in general. If you're able to prove me wrong, then I respect that. Unless you're a fucking drug cheat like Tyson Fury. But everybody else, if you're able to prove me wrong, I respect that shit. Because it's like, dude, that man, he put in that motherfucking work. He was looking unbeatable in that fight. I'm saying, whoa, man, Oscar Valdez, the fuck out of here, man. Cause we already know you go, man. Even Oscar Valdez fans not even mentioning shit. This should be the first thing that they should say. Oh, let's put Shakur Stevenson there right away. But unfortunately, they're not. Said, good to see Art Man again live on his channel. Hey, man, we just in here cooking up, dude. I got my tree, I got my water. We relaxing, man. But shout out to my brother D Hive.
Salute, what's up?
Shit, we have to start calling you the troll killer, man.
I heard you got a fight coming up in the UK, apparently.
Yeah, I got this fight going on in the UK. I'm a big celebrity out there. You know what I'm saying?
I can't believe like they just automatically assume a bunch of terms like, oh, Art Man's obviously flying out to the UK. I'm like, wait, what? How did y'all put all that together? First y'all gonna pick the weight, then y'all gonna pick the rounds, and then you go to say we gonna travel? Like, no, fuck all that. Fuck all that.
Exactly. And I just be messing with them dudes, but I'm like, man, if the zone or Triller want to pick that fight up, nigga, I'm ready. Shit.
That would be some shit. That'd be hilarious. But and then dude immediately try to say, okay, you got to come down to 147. I'm like, oh my god, all right.
Shit, well,
Here,
I can make 147. His ass can't.
still, I was gonna say like the 154 sounds much more reasonable. He's trying to weight drain you. Like, oh, all right, man, let's go down to fucking 130. Like, bruh, stop it.
Right. Stop playing games, man. But it is what it is though, because I just be joking around, but keep it 100, man. I will beat the shit out of that motherfucker. Like,
Yeah, he seems whack, which is why he's just a commentator. Like, bro, like he showed us his little sparring, his little shadow boxing footage. I'm like, bro, if you don't sit your little ass down somewhere,
right. And you see, I posted mine. I'm like, what's up? Let me get that work. They be
yeah,
joking, but they know damn well they put me in that dude in the ring, man. It's lights out for that man.
literally, like I said, they get one win in 100 years, and all of a sudden they gonna start challenging all these black people. It's like, bro, stop,
Yeah,
stop.
shit. I can
Like,
take on Art, man. I wish one of the motherfuckers had that mentality when I was at the fight.
right, just taking pictures from over your shoulder and
Yeah,
shit.
like what? I still be thinking about that. Like the person still haven't came out yet and explained why he took the picture or who took the picture.
Well, he not going to. He just wanted to be like, nana nana boo boo. I got to win over Art Man. Meanwhile, I keep posting that meme I made with fucking Kelly, with Josh Kelly, Warrington, and Frampton. I'm like, bro, your people get torn out the frame by fucking bums. What are you talking about? Y'all got one win compared to like hundreds of losses. Like y'all have spent like literally. People don't understand. In the last 100 years, the UK has maybe what, less than 10 notable fighters that were competitive at the world level. Less than 10. I'm
Yeah, they
like,
always talk about Lennox Lewis, but when Lennox Lewis lost, they say, "Oh, he Canadian."
yeah, Lennox Lewis got fucking his ass got one punch KO by Rockman, and then he got his ass whooped by McCall. And keep in mind, I like Lennox Lewis. And then they gonna talk shit and say the most racist shit, but half of your most notable fighters, which is less than 10 people, are black. Ain't that some shit?
Ain't that the fucking truth? They talking
I'm
about
like,
Frank. Who's the greatest fight? I'm they taking out Joe Kazalki, Frank Bruno, and shit. I'm like,
mm.
bruh.
Doesn't
Come on,
Calzaghe have
man.
like one notable win over Roy Jones, and that's like his claim to fame?
Yeah, that's it.
That's like the one dude he beat that was like, oh shit, he beat Roy Jones. Okay, and
Yeah,
then
man, he beat Roy Jones in the mid '90s.
right, he's when I don't even remember when they fought, but they really acting like they doing something over there because Tyson Fury. And keep in mind, Tyson Fury not only has not achieved that much, but he needed PEDs to do it. That's pathetic. The fact
He
that
needed
you
floppy gloves and PEDs in a fucking long count to beat Deontay Wilder, bro. A guy
the,
who started boxing at age 20.
the fact that they keep talking about Wilder ain't got no skills. I'm like, bro, the fact that you've been put on your ass 4 fucking times by someone that you say can't box is embarrassing. He was supposed to beat Wilder. You supposed to beat Wilder. He's not supposed to be able to put you down like that. You
He's
fucking
supposed to have
embarrassing.
A Mayweather fucking Diego Corrales performance against Wilder.
Literally, and his ass struggled.
Yep, but it is what it is, man.
Yeah,
You know. But back to Valdez.
right.
What's your thoughts on that, man? Because I haven't heard any like post fight interview or anything or just anything from Valdez saying, "Hey, man, that was a good performance. Me and Shakur Stevenson got to get it on." I haven't heard none of that shit.
Well, first off, I called it months ago before this fight was even scheduled that Valdez ain't gonna fight Stevenson or Herring. But the thing is, when this fight was scheduled, as opposed to Stevenson just getting a shot at Valdez's belt individually, I knew that they were hoping that Herring takes Stevenson out because Herring is slower than Stevenson, and that shit didn't work. Now, honestly, I had Stevenson winning by decision, as you know. I was shocked at Herring's performance. I was like, oh my God. Like Stevenson was on his ass from the very beginning. Like I could tell, like, first of all, in the first round, I knew it was gonna be some shit because Herring was biting on every single feint. I was like, oh no. I was like, oh, I was like, Shakir already won the mental game because Herring was biting on every single feint. And then when he got on his ass, he got on his ass. I was like, oh my god, what the fuck? Like I expected way more resistance out of Herring. I thought it was gonna be close. I was like, damn, he blew his ass out. It didn't make
My
no
thing
sense.
is, it's like Herring called it. He explained what would happen to him if he did a certain thing. I was listening to the little pre-fight whatever talk that they had, and he said, man, if you just trying to stay on the outside, he's gonna pick you apart. And I'm like, dude, you went into the fight and did just that.
Literally. And it was funny because I could tell that Bomac was getting frustrated and told him you got to get it on the inside and rough him up. And he
Because
started
that's
having,
the only little bit of success he did have is when he went in there rushing him like, fuck it, let me just rush him.
yep, started, hitting him to the body, putting him in little headlocks, pushing up on him. But then once Stevenson made space and let his hands go, I was like, God damn. And what was crazy is that he hardly even went to the body. He didn't bend his knees and get under his ribs or nothing. He just straight up just jab, jab, left, right, jab, jab, left, right. His just hand speed was too much. Herring was on stuck. I was like, God damn. Like, I wanted Stevenson to win because I had him winning. But even I was hoping Herring would do something else. I was like, bruh, come on, bruh. I just didn't want to see him go out like that. I was like, damn. I thought it was going to be close, but he tore his ass out the frame. I was like, my goodness.
You thought he was gonna give him like a Sean Porter performance?
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be close. I thought he was gonna rush up on him, give him some body work. I thought he was gonna test his chin, but did none of that shit happen. I was like, damn, Harry, the hell you doing, bruh? I mean, his jab wasn't even active. I'm like, bro, least you could do when Stevenson tried to close the distance is jab him. He didn't do shit. He just stood there because he was just so awestruck by the speed. He was like, oh shit. Like every single feint, he didn't have a chance. Like he bit on every feint. He didn't have a chance for solid head movement. I was like, oh fuck. I was like,
I kind of
damn.
felt bad for him, like towards the mid rounds, because I went back and rewatched that fight. I couldn't even watch like the last round. I was just like, ah.
Yeah, it looked like bullying, to be honest. It wasn't even. I'm not gonna say it wasn't a good fight, but I was like, bro, this is just Stevenson just whooping ass the whole time. Like Herring is barely, he was barely getting anything in. I'm like, dog. I mean, I thought the stoppage was trash. I thought he could have finished the fight, but I was just like, fuck, this man, he can't even throw. Stevenson's just on him. And and like I said, I already knew that Valdez wasn't gonna face the fucking winner, whether it was Herring or Stevenson. But the fact that it's Stevenson makes it all the worse because he already left a division for this man. So, and you saw that hand speed. What is Valdez gonna fucking do? What opportunities does he have? Well, fucking close the distance? No, footwork too good. What I mean, try to get some power on him? No, hands too quick. Like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna
Rough
sit
him
there.
up.
He can try if he can get close enough. I mean, but Stevenson ain't no hole on the inside either. He got body shots too.
This young man has to have some type of kryptonite.
Well, they said that. I mean, everybody got some kryptonite, but rather it's gonna be powerful enough to take the person out is the question. I mean, Mayweather had kryptonite. He couldn't really handle pressure, and it didn't work. None of that bullshit worked. Pacquiao, Maidana, Canelo, even all pressure fighters didn't work. Found a way out of
So,
it.
man, it's getting to a point where it's like it's as clear as day who are the best boxers in boxing, and you know where they come from. America. Has the best boxers by far, and it's not even debatable.
It never was.
Because look at, and I hate. No, I don't hate it because I don't give a fuck. This is my channel. They hate it when we call it out and say, "Hey, man, put your best guy against our best guy. Who your best guy at that weight class? Valdez, right? He beat Burchell and all that. He champion. That's your best guy." And then they look at our best guy or one of the best guys in that division, which is Shakur, and they say, "Oh man, like he's levels above this guy, man." Man, how do you think that makes them feel?
I mean, they kind of low key admit it all the time. They often say that that the African American genetic proclivities basically entitles them to cheat. They'll say, "Well, you guys are naturally built like this, so we deserve some kind of edge, some kind of X factor." And I'm like, "Well, y'all claim y'all the best though. So let's have it. I mean, every now and then y'all get a good win in, which is why y'all have to celebrate. Even though some Valdez fans magically become British Chief fans out of nowhere, depending on depending on which fighter's fighting a British person. But you know, it is what it is. It's about sport. It's about integrity. It's about healthy competition. And y'all get personal with the shit. Like y'all make it seem like if one of y'all lose, your whole race lost. It's like no, that's not how boxing works. Y'all need to get off of that. Y'all need to get off of that. Is some shit gonna be talked? Sure. Is Valdez gonna get beat up? Sure. But then we'll move on and make some more fights. He could always get lucky with a haymaker and make some shit happen. But you don't even want to give Valdez a chance. You don't want to be even in the same room. I just hate how whenever you talk about fights getting made, they get mad. Like, whoa, what the fuck you getting mad for? It's two motherfuckers that we don't even know fighting. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why are you legitimately upset that I recommended someone you like fight somebody else?
It's
I don't understand.
because the way you worded it is exactly what it is. The fact that they feel like if they lose, their country, their race lose,
Yeah,
and
that's a
some people
dumbass
can't
way to
live with
look at
that.
boxing. That's a horrible way to look at boxing. No one is, and again, I'm sorry, but I blame De La Hoya for that bullshit. I do. I legitimately do. He made all that shit personal. He was talking about Mexico and this and that. Like he's the only Mexican boxer that I know that when he waved the Mexican flag, it got like real personal. It started being more about fucking Mayweather losing personally and then us versus them and all that bullshit. Because in my experience, it was never like that before the Mayweather De La Hoya beef. It really wasn't. I mean, it was some national rivalry, but it wasn't all personal and weird like that. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe social media just brought it out of them. Maybe it was there the whole time, and social media just brought it out how they really felt.
But you don't hear it right now though. You don't hear right now how Canelo's telling the world that he's doing this for all Latinos against Plant. And you see what I'm talking about? Where's the crowd that says it's not about race? Because Canelo out here said he's doing it for all Latinos. That's not Mexico. That's not just Mexico.
Yeah, that's all of them.
That's all of them.
Yeah, I
Now,
put that. I
now,
put that on
now, if Errol
Twitter.
Spence came out and said, "Nigga, I'm doing this shit strictly for my niggas," like Tupac, it's strictly for my niggas. Then what? Oh, you
Yeah,
see, he's bringing race. He's bringing up race. That
yeah,
sounds like some insecurities to me.
yeah. I put that up on Twitter, and someone said there's nothing wrong with representing your people, and I'm like, okay, keep that same energy then. I'm like, Deontay Wilder can't do it, but Canelo can. Okay, what the fuck we talking about here? But I just find it hilarious how like before the Stevenson Herring fight, everyone was like Valdez easy. He gonna whoop Shakur's ass because they had a feeling he was gonna win too, and that's okay. They're like he gonna whoop whoever. Now all of a sudden it's hush mode, and apparently according to Blue Blood, Aaron talking about Stevenson versus Lomachenko. I'm like, what the? How the fuck did that happen? Why you always trying to put Lomachenko name in some shit? Like he don't even want to fight at 135 no more. I mean, like, bruh. So yeah, I knew off top, and you saw that fucking tweet where ESPN is like, "Oh, so even despite the outcome of Canelo v Plant, is Eddie Reynoso still the trainer of the year?" I'm like, despite the outcome, what
Y'all
the
hear that
fuck is
shit?
that? Despite the outcome, is that some nerves? I see ESPN, y'all nervous?
What is some straight bullshit? And it just makes boxing look so corrupt. The fact that this man has proven, proven drug cheats in his stable that got caught this year. And they want to talk about fight trainer of the year. Just lets you know how fucking corrupt this fucking sport is, dude.
Literally. And you told me about Neri. I didn't even know about Neri. You had to put me up on game about that. I was giving the nigga credit. I had no idea,
It's
literally.
four niggas, four of them. How you let four people from your camp get dirty and y'all ain't asking the coach no fucking questions? What Omar say? Don't you find that suspicious?
Right,
Don't you find that suspicious? Cause it's very suspicious. Cause the first nigga I'm pointing fingers at is the damn coach. So you
right.
telling me it was the steak? Now it's the tea? What's next? They gonna say it's the pollution. It's the air in Mexico. See, look at
What's
it. Don't y'all see in the movies? It look all yellow and shit. Yeah, that should be all here.
what's crazy? What's crazy is that they like to give Reynoso credit for their success. They like to exclude him from the failure. And when it comes to their drug testing and strength and conditioning protocols, he gets nowhere to be found. But then other people, the coach, you tie directly to everything. I'm like, so it's you can't you make it make sense. You can't it can't be both ways. Reynoso is in that man's ass. He's involved in the entire camp. And the fact that we got four confirmed and his whole camp is suspect, including Ryan Garcia at this point, because the nigga ain't
And
trying.
Ruiz.
And especially Ruiz, that motherfucker. And what's crazy is that somehow, again, even with PEDs, a year's worth of proper diet and exercise, he did worse against a fucking senior citizen. Got his ass. That could have been a fucking draw. He got dropped twice. And to keep in mind, if Ariola hadn't hurt his arm in like the eighth round, he might have fucked around and beat him. You know how trash you got to be for getting in better shape and doing worse in boxing?
Because that was their thing. They was like, oh yeah, he can go in there and beat Wilder. All he got to do is just get back in shape and all that.
Oh my, that
He got in
bullshit,
shape and looked worse.
dude. Even the Ruiz that beat Anthony Joshua would have lost to fucking Wilder.
Yep, they
All
know it.
all
They know it.
all
Everybody not
Ruiz.
survive just off that punch alone that he knocked Theory down with. We all know nobody else is really taking that type of punch from Wilder, bro.
That
Yeah,
shit
you can
melts
might say, oh
everybody.
yeah, look, it's just Fury still got up, but that don't mean your ass gonna get up
Yeah,
because we've seen the fucking energy transfer from Fury's head go down his whole entire body, bro. I believe that shit when they say Wilder's the strongest puncher in boxing, but Fury just just has the strongest scientist. So it is what it is.
yeah. I mean, honestly, if Wilder, if Breland, if he had somebody better than Breland, because I mean, because because Breland's story is completely inconsistent, so I'm not even gonna say he was some kind of awesome dude. If he had somebody better than Breland, he could have fucked around and been heavyweight Tommy Hearns.
Yeah.
Tommy Hearns was known for that right hand. He was known for the jab, jab, tap, tap, bang, and then get you out
The,
of there.
does Valdez really even have fans like that? It's a head scratcher. The political capital they spend on this dude with no fans because Valdez is plugged in with the mob. No, I'm just talking shit. I ain't gonna put that out there, but
He's
I'm
just
just talking shit.
Mexican.
But I feel like, man, I wouldn't be surprised if brother dude had cartel talks. Say, hey man, say man.
He's like you just said it. Canelo's doing everything for the Latinos. Whenever a certain Latino group don't have like a good stable of fighters or haven't had a quality win, they latch on to whatever Spanish speaking flag they can. The quickest way to get a non-black boxer fans is to throw a black boxer's name in with theirs. They'll instantly get all the fans. Look at Fury. Look at fucking Lomachenko with Gary Russell. Look at fucking everybody Mayweather ever fought. The quickest way to get a non-black fighter some fans is to throw a black fighter name in there with them. Everybody will instantly go to the other side. Look at fucking Usyk. Got the whole UK randomly. Out of nowhere. Out of bumfuck nowhere. A whole UK Usyk and fucking Lomachenko fans. Everybody Linares
That
fans.
was the number one question when I made that pound for pound list. Everybody from the UK said, "Where's Usyk? Where's Usyk? Where's Usyk?"
Literally.
Like, dude, what's going on? Y'all super Usyk fans now? All right, okay, so be it. See,
They,
Joshua, this is your fans.
They all, and it's funny because you could tell they all have the same talking points. You can tell when everybody that calls themselves boxing fans just Googled the fighter last week. They all they could talk about was his cruiserweight run because that's all the niggas done. And let's keep in mind, everybody at cruiserweight, with all due respect, slow plotting punchers and Michael Hunter. That's it.
And
That's
think
it.
about it. Think about it. They rate Usyk so high because his win over their flawed champion, motherfucking Anthony Joshua. But then you got to ask yourself, didn't you already see Anthony Joshua get beat like this before by somebody else,
Got stopped.
but worse? But
Got stopped with a
so
single temple
what are we
punch.
what are we doing here? And he's only like a couple fights away from that fight.
Yeah, nigga fought that same dude and then fought old ass Pulev, which rated it by fucking nobody. Another guy who lost all his step up fights.
It was old as shit.
literally. And what's crazy is that they did the same thing. They do the same shit. At first they go, well, actually, AJ was never really that good. And right. I mean, I wouldn't go far as to say that they were barbers and cab drivers, but there was no skill separation. They all beat the same nigga. The cruisers I'm talking about are Gassiev and Britas, and they both beat Dorticos. That's it. What? Who else you gonna say? Marco Huck? Nobody don't give a fuck about that nigga, man. But what's crazy is that like first they say, well, AJ was never actually that good, and now they're saying Usyk's a god, and it's like, well, no, you can't throw AJ under the bus and then say, well, Usyk is now that dude. Like, no. That's not how that works. Like they're still confused about that. You get no points if you beat somebody that sucks dick. Like that's how that goes. Like if you beating points by beating the best. But it's like, oh, well, he just had the belts. So now belts are the ultimate end all be all. Like it's just like make it make sense, bro. Like first they were like, oh, Shakur don't have the resume to even fight Oscar Valdez. You know that resume bullshit. And now that he does, all of a sudden it's well, Valdez. Well, Shakur dug Navarrete, so he should go back down and finish that business. It's like, wait, what? So you can say he ran away from the fight at 130? What the fuck are y'all doing, bruh?
Do you hear this Navarrete talk?
Bruh, Stevenson beat the brakes off Navarrete. Who the fuck is Navarrete beating? Fucking dog butt?
Navarrete went to war with somebody that Stevenson beat with ease, bro.
Literally.
And they about to give him the Valdez fight? And you want to tell me
Stupidity.
that the no black fighter list is not involved?
And you notice how nobody's calling Valdez a weight bully for that bullshit, right? Niggas on steroids and a whole division up, and they're like, oh, Valdez not weight bullying. Shit. They didn't call Tiafimo's welterweight ass a weight bully either when he whooped Lomachenko ass.
This nigga Valdez was looking like he was on 60 Minutes or something, talking about some, I do not take pets. You got to watch what you put in your body. With that deep ass fucking voice. I'm like, what the fuck? Nigga, bro, what is this about? Bro, Top Rank be running they shit like a fucking news channel or something. Like, what the fuck is going on?
When there's always controversy, you gotta have clean press. There's always controversy with them.
It's like when you think about all the shit that's wrong in boxing or shit that just get, you know, you gotta just think about Top Rank because who's hosting all these crazy ass fights to the fucking Billy Collins fight, to the Margarito fight, to the Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder, to the Mosley Margar. Like, who the fuck is hosting all of these crazy ass boxing matches?
Literally,
Top Rank. And then you niggas still want to question and be like, damn, man, what's going on? Like, bro, these, man, I would not want to fight. If I was somebody, dude, that was a boxer, man, popular boxer, I probably wouldn't want to fight a Top Rank uh, money fighter, their prize fighter in Vegas. Because I feel like Bob Arum, he just been alive for you to be alive for what, 90 years?
almost an
You
entire
have
century.
connections. And you're a what, million? You've been rich since being rich was being rich. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucking 90 years old, bro. You got connections out of this world in that town. You knew niggas, great grandfathers, all the employees in the Nevada State Commission. I wouldn't be surprised if he knew they motherfucking great grandfather was hanging out with him. Nigga, he watched your mama and her. Nigga, he was babysitting your mama damn near. You know what I'm saying? That's how I say the type of connection that Bob Arum have with these people in Vegas. So for him to have that type of pull and that type of clout, it's like, man, you telling me he can't get a couple people to, you know what I'm saying, turn a blind eye? I mean, the motherfucker just sat there and just insulted a woman, fucking verbally assaulted a woman, and then cussed out a fucking employee to ESPN, of ESPN, and doesn't get no type of, doesn't get reprimanded or anything like that. It just lets you know, like, this guy's, he's plugged in, man. And he's doing things to create a situation where Shakur Stevenson doesn't become the next big Mayweather type of deal. And I'm thinking, like, why is that? Why would you want to hold your fighter back from becoming somebody as successful as Mayweather?
Right. And I tell people all the time, Bob Arum is a lot of things. He's old, he's an asshole, he's a goofball, but he's also one of the most brilliant matchmakers in all of boxing history. He's literally just been alive longer than everyone else. He has knowledge, he knows boxing. Now, everybody want to talk all this shit, worried about what Al Heyman doing, because whenever everyone else is up to shit, all the races default are, well, what are the niggas up to? Let me tell you this: Top Rank only makes cross promotional fights in which they can damn near ensure that their fighter wins. It's rare, and Bob Arum will go through any lengths to make sure that fucking happens. And that's throughout their entire history. They like Bob Arum doesn't like to do shit else. Like that's what made Lomachenko's claims of how Bob Arum bribed the judges on the Teofimo fight so stupid, because Bob winning either way. You both top ranked fighters, dumbass. It don't matter. He wouldn't have made that fight with everyone else. Why do you think he
He
was
probably would have
cool?
kept on making more money off of you.
Right. I'm like, why do you think he was cool with the franchise witness protection, the PEDs, all that bullshit? Because it
Where do you
helps
think
out.
that shit come from, nigga? That come from being plugged in with the boss, nigga.
Right. It all helps Top Rank. And then people want to say, oh, well, I don't understand why they get it so backwards. Maybe they're just saying it backwards on purpose, but it's like, oh, PBC don't want to cross the street. I'm like, what are you talking about? They got the biggest stable, they got the most bread. Canelo coming back home because he realized his biggest pay-per-view numbers were at home at Showtime. And it's like,
And the
and I'm
shit
just,
was fun.
yeah, it was a good ass fight. And I'm just like, I always ask him, I'm like, bruh, name some PBC fighters, and then break me off some Dazn or top rank fighters that beat them. They can't name shit. I'm like, exactly. You can't name anybody. If you put a single PBC fighter in any division from fucking Dazn and top rank, they'll most likely run ragged through that whole fucking division. Top rank got Stevenson. Top rank got fucking Terrence Crawford. Top rank got a Jogba who just got his ass whooped,
By
and they got,
PBC fighter.
yeah, and they got Jared Anderson. Okay. Okay, great.
They
Next.
got them prospects though. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I be like, dude, why y'all signing him?
Or Berlanga, who
Not
you
not Berlanga, nigga.
or
That
Zayas.
what's this dude? Isley?
Oh,
Isley?
Troy Isley.
Yeah, I actually met him at the Wilder versus Fury 3 fight. He a cool dude, man.
Oh no shit.
But yeah. I'm like, dude, he got them killers, them young killers, man. Duke,
It's that
fucking
signing
what's his
bonus.
name? The one that just won the silver medal.
Oh, Duke Hagen.
Yeah, and what's his name with the braids, with the dreads.
I know you ain't talking about Ali's fake ass white grandson. I know
Nigga,
you
no,
ain't.
I'm talking about the Olympian, bro.
Oh shit. I know. Nah, Keyshawn Davis is
Yeah,
Dazzin.
Keyshawn Davis.
No, Keyshawn is Dazzin.
Oh, he's the zone.
Yeah, the zone. Wherever the fuck you said bullshit.
These niggas is weird, bro. What the fuck niggas on?
It's that signing bonus. They see that bread.
Oh yeah,
And
they need
all
to straight up front.
and also, like I said, PBC, the weak niggas get weeded out quick. That you get like maybe 5 to 8, touching, like easy steps, and then around your 10th fight, it's time to level up, nigga. So like you want an easy 15 and 20, 25 and 0 record, you take your ass to top rank
Yeah,
or
yeah,
or, or the zone.
and that's just funny because I wouldn't be surprised if that's like in the contract, like, hey nigga, we'll give you 15 touch-up fights, and after that we'll start giving you a bonus to step up competition. I wouldn't be surprised if they talk like that.
And even the step ups, especially the step ups at the zone, are some garbage. Like what's the step up gonna be? Cheeseman? Like, bro, like you saw that PBC was trying to groom Milnicki for the white audience, and then his ass got weeded out. Fucking James Martin came in and whooped his ass. Now,
Nigga,
James,
even Joey Spencer, I seen that shit. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. He fought some dude named Black. I think his last name was Black or Aleem or something like that.
yeah,
But I swear he lost that fight, bro. But I was like, you know what? I don't, his fight not even big enough to even argue it.
but that's the good thing because all the top prospects are fighting, and then you're supposed to fight in position for rankings and then fight in position for title shot. That's how it's supposed to be. You get weeded out real quick, like the cream rise to the crop real fast, and that's why people get mad. Like people get mad at me whenever I say, "Oh, Ennis should be fighting Virgil Ortiz Jr." People go like, "Why? Ennis doesn't deserve it. Ortiz is the A side." I'm like, nigga, they're both prospects. What the fuck are you talking about? Ain't no A side,
But
B
in the
side,
same breath says Crawford should fight Ortiz.
bruh. Fucking Ortiz Jr. is in the same position as Munguia. They keep bragging that he's the fucking number one in two sanctioning bodies. How come the nigga letting people have his title shots? Yeah. Can
Hey, you
somebody
see,
can
hey,
somebody
look, you
explain?
see who I'm drawing? They love him. They paying for it.
Oh, is that Mungia's ass? Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Oh my god. And then they want to talk. They want to talk about people's resume and X amount of fights, bro. This dude's first 32 fights were in Mexico against who? And then his
they're fans of these matchups.
it's craziness. It doesn't like Rosado,
You
great.
know, and that's what pisses me off because it's like, dude, y'all say this about our fighters, but y'all know y'all love these matchups, win, lose, or draw, whoever has it. Because let's be real, I'm gonna keep it 100. Even though Charlo versus Montiel is not like a big marquee fight, it's still an entertaining fight. But they'll clown the shit out of that. Oh my God, Montiel! Look at him fighting Montiel, and then they'll turn around and say Gabe Rosado versus Munguia. Oh my God, that's the best thing since sliced bread.
Best fight ever. Nigga has 13 losses. And also, they'll talk about fucking deserving a fight. Bruh, who in the almighty fuck has David Benavidez been fighting? Absolutely goddamn nobody. This nigga was running 168 before Plant, and now he fighting Plant's leftovers. Ain't that a bitch?
I swear to God, what's his name? Benavidez fought a dude that looked like he. You remember the dude that he fought before Ellis?
Uh, fucking no. was
He
it
was some
was it?
Cuban dude, dark skinned Cuban dude.
Oh, the dude with the afro, was it Angulo?
Yeah, I said why he
Oh, he's
looked
from
like a
Colombia.
blown up version of the dude that Boots beat up.
Oh, Abreu.
I swear, look, yeah, it looked like they fought the same opponent.
Bruh, but people like to ride Benavidez nuts so hard, and I'm not saying he's a bad fighter, but bruh, outside of being one of the only dummies to like lose a title shot on both, lose his belt on both
Twice.
missing weight and cocaine, he haven't fought jack shit. He has a worse resume than Charlo. But then they like to say, "Oh, Benavidez is gonna run 160." Based off of what? This nigga got dropped by Gavril, the cab driver. Who has accomplished absolutely nothing. But then they want to say, "Oh, Charlo dominated the fight, but he didn't knock out Montiel." Meanwhile, Benavidez
Charlo threw a fucking 1,000 punches, bro.
and Montiel used the ropes to stay up. Some of those should have been some
That
damn
nigga looked like
knockdowns.
he was in a fucking bar fight. He looked drunk standing up. Hey,
Literally.
hey, I ain't gonna lie. Martial was dropping low for them body shots on Charlo. I said, woo!
Yeah, but Montiel is a pure puncher. I'm not even sure David Benavidez has fought a pure puncher at fucking at 168. I don't even know who the fuck he's been fighting. He hasn't fought shit.
You about to
Oh,
fight Yuskatagi like, bro. I'm like, bro, I seen Yuskatagi get pieced up a couple fights ago.
by little ass Plant and fucking
But not by a
Lionel
plant, by
Thompson.
somebody else.
Lionel Thompson, right?
He got whooped by somebody else recently.
After that, damn. Let me look it
Yeah,
up.
he
Yeah,
did, bro.
but they talk all this bullshit. And I'm like, bro, look at the people you celebrate though. Look at Mungia. Resume is buns. Fucking. Oh yeah, his last loss was Lionel Thompson. Yeah.
Bro, like, y'all been talking about how this guy's supposed to be something since HBO fucking was still around, bro. Which was a long time ago. Now.
And they
Because
only reference.
he was supposed to fight Triple G, but they was like, hell no.
No, yeah, Triple G's camp was like, nope. He Triple G was like, nah, he might be too much. But then Triple G talking about fighting fucking Eubank Jr. I'm like,
In
man,
2022, I'm like, bro.
oh
He trying to
my
make these exotic
fuck,
fights because he don't want to fight no fucking foundational.
bro. And Eubank Jr. Oh my god, Eubank Jr. might be one of the biggest fucking wastes of genetics in
Hey,
all of.
what that dude said, that old boxer, I forgot his name. Everybody love him in the UK. Prince Nassim or something.
Oh, that dumbass.
That nigga
That
said, he said, Uvex Jr., I think he should just quit. I think he should just stop. He's not as big as he thought he is, bro. Just stop.
Eubank Jr. is horrible. Like if
Hey,
you're
that shit
not,
was funny as hell. They was like, oh man, you're being too hard. She was like, man, I don't give a fuck, man. You need to stop, man. That shit was, he was getting pieced up by fucking what's his name?
Groves,
No, not just Groves. The
Saunders too.
no, the guy that broke his arm during the fight.
Oh shit. Nigga, somebody I'm
Kobarov.
sorry. Oh, Korobot, right.
And Kobarov was touching his ass up, and then next thing you know it, somehow out of nowhere, Kobarov arm. I'm like, yeah, right, nigga. They probably said, hold on, nigga, you touch this nigga up a little too much.
I swear to God, like people, like I don't understand why Eubank Jr. keeps getting pressed. Like you talking about him like he's about to amount to something. Nigga's 32 and he got his ass whooped by George Groves. If domestic level club fighters like George Groves are able to touch you up to where you're bleeding from the head, dog, you ain't honestly 40-year-old Triple G might fuck around and whoop his ass. Yeah, Lionel Thompson
Hey,
ain't shit,
hey, I ain't gonna
but
lie though. I ain't gonna lie. Eubanks Jr. beat the shit out of James DeGale.
yeah, I mean, I guess that's saying something.
Yeah.
Not much, but it's saying something.
Hey, that shit was funny as hell because uh he picked him up and just threw that nigga on the floor. I was like, wow, that's some wild shit. I ain't never seen no shit like this.
And he's such an asshole to his father. I'm like, bro, do you realize that your dad is like kind of it for you? Like that's basically everything. Like nobody would give a shit about you if you were somebody else's kid, dog. Like that's the only reason you getting any sort of traction. Your father.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like I wouldn't give a fuck. I mean, I actively don't give a fuck about him. But the fact that like, bro, if it weren't for Chris Eubank Sr. and let's keep it real, let's keep it a buck. Chris Eubank Sr. himself career was on. Yeah, if we can keep it real,
You know,
not
I study boxing, but sometimes I don't even go into that side of boxing. Sometimes I'll be like, let me catch up with like the 60s first and the 70s, 80s. And then, because I don't know, man. It's like somebody got upset with me because they said, because I like, dude, I really don't really follow Prince Nassim or even know too much about his career. And people are like, oh my God, how can you call yourself a boxing fan if you don't know who the fuck this guy is?
he
I'm
was
like,
the
bro,
original hype job, the original
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 hype
hype
job.
job. He
Yeah. And then I
was
said, because
fucking
I
nothing.
seen some, what happened, how I brought it up was I seen like a little clip of him dancing or whatever. And I was like, yo, y'all like this shit? This nigga was corny as fuck.
Right, trash.
Yeah, and they're like, bro, how can you say something like that? But
Yeah,
anyways,
no,
fuck it. I give a fuck.
he's the original hype machine, and then people even to this day try to articulate that Mayweather was ducking him. I'm
Ducking
like,
him, but
what the?
Mayweather called him out.
I'm like, oh my god, based on what?
And
Based
they try to rewrite history. But even me going back and studying this shit, I can see these niggas was full of shit, bro.
the whole time. I remember they was trying to say that fucking what's his name? That Mike Tyson was ducking David Tua. I'm like, they're like the same fucking they're damn near the same person except Mike Tyson certifiably hits harder. So like, bro, what are you talking about? Slow ass David Tua. Like they say all kinds of shit. And then you'll have Dazn reinforcing the fucking casual racist narratives for the new generation. They'll have videos like, was Mike Tyson's career overrated? I'm like, bro, the dude did a 3 year bid and still came
What these
back
niggas say,
whooping.
we doing it for the culture, nigga. What culture, nigga?
Yeah, like Mike Tyson came back after a 3 year bid and still whooped more ass than the fucking whole heavyweight division. And he only got beat by people that had quick feet, a little bit and longer jabs, like Evander, Lennox Lewis, and
He was
honestly,
playing. I ain't gonna lie. When you look at Mike Tyson, man, he was playing a dangerous game at the heavyweight division. Yeah, he was short and knocking niggas out. But then you gotta think about it. What happens when you put him in there with a guy with a good jab and fucking big as shit, and they could take a punch and like Holyfield, it could box on their toes. That was like Mike Tyson's kryptonite.
well, keep in mind though, also he was not focused, doing drugs, all that shit. So that wasn't like 1980s, like
I,
the
I'm
like
gonna keep it 100 from the film I've seen. From the film I've seen, I think that no matter what, Holyfield would have beat Mike Tyson,
the
regardless. Just off of his skills, man. The motherfucker got some skills, Holyfield. And his son do too, bro.
And also, it's impossible to knock Holyfield out with them big ass traps. His head don't even turn when you punch him.
Right, his ass was fucking big, man.
Like James Tony threw the entire kitchen sink at that nigga, and he was still standing. The referee was like, "All right, bro, nah, let's just cut the bullshit. You out, bro." Like the referee had to stop him because he was just gonna keep getting beat up. James Tony was doing everything. He looked like Haney versus Linares. He was fucking uppercuts, right hooks, left hooks, check hooks, fucking jab, 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 like to the body. And Holyfield was just like, "All right, I'm gonna keep on coming." All right.
What you think about his son?
That first round kind of had me worried, but he stayed composed, got himself together. and got the job done. I mean, I couldn't tell. Like it looked weird. Like the first round and the second round were so diametrically different. Like I know that's boxing, but
But
I was
he
like,
caught what I you know what I noticed though, because the dude came out throwing everything, and yeah, he pressured him, hit him with a body shot. I was like, okay, you got it. And then later on, Holyfield threw a punch, and it basically fucked dude up because he hit him in the body, and then he started putting it on him towards the end of the round, and
right.
that's how I noticed like, oh, okay, he was turning it up on him because it was basically like, bro, I feel like if that round was a little bit longer, he probably would have did the same thing that he did in the second round.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. You know, he looks sharp. Do I think that he has the goods to? Yeah, because I forgot. Is he a welterweight right now or 154?
I think he's at 154.
Yeah, he seems solid, but there are some people right now at 154, especially once the welterweights start going up to 154, that in that middleweight, I don't know if I want to see him in middleweight. Like I don't think he's big enough. I mean, the
I think
knockout
he got
power.
it. I honestly think he got it.
I'm not saying he can't be a top contender, but as far as holding a belt for very
Holding a
long,
belt, yeah.
yeah.
Mongia can hold a belt, shit.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Or if he stays under, I'm talking about in a perfect world where he comes out of top rank fucking witness protection, because they're gonna have that nigga on lockdown for a while, and out of respect to Holyfield, they ain't gonna match his ass too tough off top. But but yeah, I mean, I'm not saying he's not good. I'm just saying I don't know if he's the goods. You know what I'm saying?
You don't think he got potential to become something?
Oh, a top 10 contender, sure, but
A
holding
champion. Yeah, I'm talking about a champion.
it depends on who we fight and who got the belts at that time. The matchmaking is a motherfucker. Like for example,
They put Mugia in there. It was Saddam Ali.
my point. You see what I'm talking about? My entire point. Thank you. Like for example, they trying to they trying to give, well, at least my theory, they trying to give Virgil Ortiz a belt through the WBA route because they know that Spencer Crawford whoop his ass right now. So it all depends on matchmaking. Virgil Ortiz could probably beat fucking Ugas or Stanionis, whereas you have him compete against Crawford or Spence. That's a different story. You see what I'm saying?
They put that nigga in a whole nother ball game. I wouldn't even like that type of shit. I'd be like, bro, hold on, y'all matching me a little too quick.
Yeah. Yeah, like you go from fucking green beans to Terrence Crawford, like okay,
Like,
they
all
might.
right, nigga, good luck.
Yeah, if Terrence Crawford was 37, 38, okay, yeah, they could risk it. Right now, no. And Spence right now, no. Spence is
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. The type of fighter that Terrence Crawford is, I think he'll still be whooping niggas asses at that age. To be keep it 100, he'll probably be a fucking annoying ass champion like Bernard Hopkins to just be old as fuck whooping young dudes.
oh
You
yeah,
know,
some of that B Hop versus Kelly Pavlik action.
yeah,
Young
exact. That's what I'm talking about.
young
Exactly.
Buck undefeated, still breaking motherfuckers off. They're like, damn, we cannot get him off that belt.
Yeah,
Well, it's
because
all
think about it. When's the last time you heard of Terrence Crawford pulling out because of an injury?
never. He usually pulls out because he just blames it on something else. He says, "Oh, the business was wrong," or Bob fucking up. The contract wasn't signed. Some stupid shit.
Exactly, right. I don't know. Maybe he got the goods, bro. What's in the water? Because he 100 like he healthy to our knowledge,
Yeah, I don't get me wrong. Has Terrence Crawford's resume at 147 is trash. That's fine.
and he's
But
not
when
taking no punishment.
right, but I just don't like when people that hate Terrence Crawford because of it say he'll get washed. I'm like, first of all, ain't nobody washing Terrence Crawford. Like based on eye test alone, you're not gonna wash Terrence Crawford. Like just cut the bullshit.
Cut the
So
bullshit.
yeah, like people get so caught up in the personal and the emotional. Oh, Bud is this, Bud is that, and I don't like Bernie and Bomac. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, that's great, but ain't nobody watching Terrence Crawford. Like there are people honestly that believe Virgil Ortiz is gonna do something to Terrence Crawford. I'm like, okay, that's great.
You see Terrence Crawford getting Sean Porter getting a lot of Texas fans.
Yeah, which whatever. Porter gonna lose, and that's not even because I don't like him. That's because he's just gonna lose. Like you couldn't beat Kell Brook. Fuck out of here. Kell
That was
Brook.
such a long time ago.
Yeah, Kell
But
Brook.
I don't know. I think he improved since then.
I hope
Not
so.
like no Canelo Floyd. I'm talking about. So I think he actually improved.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say Canelo just started not fighting people.
Yeah, exactly.
Best way to improve is to lower your competition. Like look at fucking what's his name? Shit, who am I thinking of? Barrientos. He fought Lawson, got knocked the fuck out, and then it had to his next opponent was a dude who literally drove for FedEx during the day. They were like, all right, we
Where
got
they
to
be
eat.
getting these gigs at? I need to fuck around. And get hold on, let me get a little boxing match. I ain't gonna get knocked out. I'll fuck around and upset somebody.
I'm saying, yeah, and now that I moved to the DMV area, I'm gonna probably fuck around and join a gym. I mean, shit, Michael Kofi started boxing at 29. I mean, he recently lost, but still.
See me, I just be fucking around. I don't be trying to do that shit for real, because I still like to smoke weed and all that shit. I feel like with boxing, you gotta be fully committed. Like if you're not fully committed, it's like you gonna get yourself hurt. And I
Hmm.
like my brain. I love talking and being able to articulate myself.
Yeah, I mean, me too. I mean, shit, I mean, I'm only 25. I got a master's degree, and I'm still gonna try. I wanna, I wanna.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I got a master's degree in these streets, but I'm still out here working.
Right, no, for sure. I didn't say that as like a brag. I just meant
No,
because
no, I'm just oh no, I'm just fucking with you. I'm just fucking with you, bro.
yeah, no, I
That's
just
actually pretty good, man. Actually, keep it on it.
I mean, it's whatever. It's just a piece of paper. But I was agreeing with you. Like, I like talking too, but I think I'm gonna still try maybe at least do some amateur comp to see where I'm at.
Just see where your
While
hands is
talking.
at.
Yeah,
Exactly.
because I love the sports. I got at least participate in it. Like, for example, I love powerlifting, and I've been in a powerlifting competition, which is why I have a little better understanding of like weight cuts and weight training and people. When I
What
talk
weight
about shit
class
like
you
that.
in? Or what weight
Uh
class would you fight in?
oh shit, me. I'd have to cut down to probably cruiser or light heavy.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
See, I thought you was like 175.
No, 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 no. Like when I was in powerlifting, I competed between 200. No, I competed between 198 and I competed as high as 105 kilo, which is 231. Right now, I'm a little heavier than that, so I got to get down back to my fighting weight, and then we'll see. But yeah, nah, it's gonna be either cruiser or 175. I would do that at.
See, I'm at 152 right now. I was like, man, shit. Somebody offered me one of them checks to fight one of them YouTube niggas. Shit, I dropped down to 140 on y'all. Shit.
Oh god, 140. Damn, because I saw your progress photo. 140 might be a little bit much. You probably stay where you're comfy.
Nigga, I literally
140.
came from 175 to 152. I think I could
Oh
drop it. I'm at 152 right now. Nigga, I think I could drop to 147. That wouldn't be that bad.
yeah, yeah.
But hell no. Nah. Only if the check was there though.
Absolutely,
Ain't
100%.
I'm not doing that shit for no 2 grand.
Yeah. I just figured too, while I'm over here in the DMV, I need to take advantage of all of this incredible black boxing knowledge and experience in the area. Like we
You
got
said you in the
headbang,
DMV?
yeah,
Yes.
like
Shout out to Fat Trail.
yeah. We got headbangers in DC. We
Hey
got
man,
a
and
bunch of
that's the
gyms in
thing.
Maryland.
Not to cut you off, but bro, to be honest, if I was really doing this boxer shit for real, the gym I'll probably want to train at is that Headbangers gym.
I don't know if I want to go over there like off top with just nothing. I'm gonna get my ass whooped every day and spar. Nigga, like, oh yeah, you can spar a new dude. Be a fucking crash test dummy.
Be the crash test dummy. I feel like they got what's his name, Coach Hunter. Hunter.
Oh, Barry Hunter.
Yeah, I feel like he's a good coach, a real good coach. He teach Devontae some things too, right?
Yeah, I believe he's like a co-corner member to Calvin and them.
Yeah, man. What you think about or what coach would you go to?
Shit, I don't know. First,
Reynoso? Get that team, huh? Fuck it.
nah, they probably wouldn't even treat me good over there. Nowhere. Like you notice how Mayweather Promotions they got plenty of Hispanic fighters, but at Golden Boy they got like two niggas. So now they probably wouldn't even treat me good over
Literally.
there. Yeah, they got Rashidi Ellis and
His brother,
motherfucking
nigga. I ain't never seen them niggas on no cards
right
besides
garbage.
that one Benavidez card. Looking
Yeah,
like a
so
diet Charlo against that nigga. I said, oh shit. But he was
real
putting it
talk.
on Benavidez ass. Felt like
Right,
he had a little bit more power.
PBC highlights of some. I'm sorry, but that PBC highlight of that fight was bullshit. The whole first 6 rounds, Ellis was them rounds was close. Benavidez was winning, but those rounds were much closer than PBC highlights let them on. And people acting like, oh, Benavidez is this monster ass puncher. He didn't drop Ellis once.
Yeah, but the
Hey,
accumulation of punches was just like God, and that's what I think. That's what gets people to think he's such a power puncher, because he just throws a lot of punches and it fucks dudes up because they don't know where it's coming from because he got them long ass arms.
yeah, he's more likely to get referee stoppages than
Yeah,
anything.
referee stoppages.
But yeah, because like his punches just look real bad.
Like,
But yeah,
oh
no,
shit. Yeah, and the motherfucker liable throwing fucking 13 punches
yeah,
and had your head rocking like a fucking bobblehead. I said, oh shit.
yeah. But people talk all this good shit about how oh he's this and he's that, and I'm like let's keep it real. He couldn't even drop Canelo's other sparring partner, and he almost went the distance. And in fact, if it wasn't a referee stoppage, Ellis could have finished the fight. Am I saying that the ref shouldn't have stopped it? Not necessarily, but he could have finished.
Do you think if Charlo had a couple fights in at 168, do you think he can beat David Benavidez?
Yeah. I mean, we've already seen that David Benavidez can be dropped by absolutely nobody. I definitely think that Charlo could do it if he has the right game plan. But I don't know what he plans on doing at 160 because Andre don't want it, Triple G don't want it. Eubank Jr. was talking about it, he didn't want it. Murata, nobody wants to see that bullshit. And there's not that much left. I mean, what he gonna do? Beat up on motherfuckers coming up from 154? And the thing
Fight
is,
Munguia?
yeah, right. Well, McGee is number one for his sanctioning body. He don't want it either. He don't want Andre or fucking Charlo, so that's that. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he plans on. I'm not sure what he fucking plans on doing. Like people say he should go up to 168 for the Canelo fight, and I'm like, I don't even think that would even happen. Like if that was gonna happen, it would have fucking happened already. But I guess Canelo can only beat names if he drags them up 2 weight classes, like he did when he was like he did when he was the catchweight king. He had to bring up dudes from 140. So he's like, shit, he came from 154, so maybe I can get him at 168, like that type of shit, I guess.
Mm.
Because people forget that Charlo came from 154. They're like, oh, and then I had this other dude on Twitter
I
talking
know,
about,
but it's you see how different it is when it comes to us?
yeah, we're weight bullies. Jared Hurd is a fucking weight bully, but cruiserweight Benavidez is not. All right, for sure. They like,
Nigga
well,
came, nigga came down from 200 plus.
David Benavidez was my fucking size. Like for example, walking around normally, I'm 230. Right now, I'm like 260 something, and I just got to start running and doing some cardio to get this weight off of me, so I can shrink back to 200 because my body bounces back real quick, especially because I know what to eat, and it's mostly just due to the damn pandemic or whatever. But yeah, Benavidez used to walk around my size and cut all the way back down to 168, and the nigga's taller than me.
Yeah, that's
So,
the tough
bruh,
part.
yeah, bruh should be fighting a fucking cruiserweight, but he know he don't have power like that, and he would get done up. So that's why he has to go to 168 and fucking bully people. But then Jared Hurd, who's been 154 for his whole fucking career, I remember when he beat Lara, they were like, "Oh, he's in there with a cruiserweight." I'm like, "What
Yeah,
the
that's how they
fuck?"
they was just unaccept. They just didn't understand how a nigga with no or they how like they try to say Wilder had no skill was able to put this very skillful dude down, and Canelo couldn't even do that shit.
Beat it. Yeah,
He
I was just
beat
about to say,
Laura
beat
better
him
than Canelo
cleaner,
did.
much cleaner than Canelo, because we actually knew that Hurd fucking won. Canelo, people still
Yeah,
talking about that shit.
niggas was like, oh my god, that was actually one of them Rocky fights because it's like, bro, how the fuck did you do that? He took 1,000 dead. I feel like that fight fucked him up before the J Rock fight. To be honest, like he took a lot of punches in that fight.
Yeah, and because J Rock's inconsistent as he beat her like he had something to do afterwards, and then came back and was just buns.
Bro,
But
he beat shit out of her. Like I feel like he ruined that man's career.
he whooped her ass. It was bad. He broke his ass off pretty thoroughly. I
I
was like,
remember watching that shit live. I did a picture for everything back in the early days when I was drawing on this tablet or whatever.
that was
And I
embarrassing
remember
too. He was dropping her and bullying him on the
like
inside. I was
he like I'm telling you, like if there was like a boxing book that you could show or video lessons that you can teach kids in the school of boxing, just show that fight because that shit was like wow.
yeah, that was
He hit him with one combination where it's like he pulled his fist all the way back, like he winded all the way back and just teed off, like he lined him up with the jab and just twisted and just popped him real crazy. I said, man. And it's so I remember reading something on Boxing Scene from Hurd, and they said Hurd said that he had got hit in one of those rounds, and he just couldn't. He don't even remember what else would happen the rest of that fight.
Oh,
And I'm
shit.
like, bro, I don't even like hearing that type of stuff from boxers, bro, because that shit sounds scary.
Now,
Like, what do you
now,
mean you don't remember anything?
now Williams,
Yeah, I was just like, that was just that.
now Williams is out here struggling with niggas named Vladimir. Oh God,
Bro, nigga,
struggling with niggas
nigga, I
named
was at the
Vladimir.
concession stand while this nigga lost that damn fight. I came back and said, what the fuck? I didn't even care. I swear to God, like it was so fucked up. I didn't even care. I was just like, when does
And it
Wilder
was
versus Fury 3 come on?
it was a close fight. It's just he wasn't doing what the hell he needed to be doing. That's for sure. But also, but people in terms of the Valdez situation, Bob Arum, like I said, according to Blue Blood, wants to match Lomachenko and Stevenson. First of all, does Lomachenko actually take the fight? Second of all, who wins? People are making it seem like Stevenson has no fucking chance. I'm like, what? I'm like, bro, how many times does Lomachenko need to get his ass whooped for y'all to see that he's not that guy?
I don't want
Lomachenko's
to
the
see that
only.
fight because
I do.
that picture alone of them sparring lets me. It's all the confirmation that I need.
I do. I want to see it because
I want to
Lomachenko.
see
Because
Valdez next.
I already said it's not gonna happen, bro. And they've already. I already knew. I already knew that wasn't gonna happen. Like I said, I had no faith that he was gonna face Herring or Stevenson. But now that Stevenson won in the way that he did, it was done. That's not gonna happen.
That's a dud, nigga. Hell no. That's ain't that crazy? Like this is supposed to be
That's
the sport of best versus the best. And you telling me that because a fighter has a good performance, that means niggas ain't gonna want to fight him. God damn, what type of can you imagine? It's like the Patriots, like because the Patriots run two Super Bowls in a row type shit that we don't never want to play that team.
well, boxing is one of those sports where you get to pick your opponents, unfortunately. So that's what that is. That's like that
They need to
Charlo
make this shit
Dev.
on support of combat shit. You just put
Yeah,
niggas with it's whoever, nigga.
yeah, on some Kumite type shit. You don't fight, you fucking get shot.
Type
On
shit.
yeah, like you fucking your family gets kidnapped or some crazy shit. But yeah, like
Hell
on
no.
on Twitter, people make it seem like Stevenson has no shot. I'm like, what are you talking about? Lomachenko's fighting style plays right into Stevenson's hands, and Stevenson has the faster hands. Lomachenko's gonna push forward. He's gonna try that angling bullshit, and then
He's gonna
Stevenson's
get
gonna
caught with a fucking left hook trying to do that angle shit.
yeah, Stevenson's gonna unload. And also, can we can we keep it real? Angling, like the different angles of attack, that is basically the only thing that people say that makes Lomachenko special. Because all that ring IQ and all the mind games and all the dancing, that didn't help shit when it came to Salido and Tiafimo. And also, he barely beat a young ass Gary Russell. He got a fucking majority decision. That means not even every judge there thought he fucking won. So it's like, can we stop making it seem like this dude is like some sort of ultra special person? It's just
They
like what they're
don't
doing,
rate Gary Russell, but they rate Loma's win over him.
right? And it's just like Usyk. Like Usyk has only looked good against slow fucking punchers. He's never been in there with someone that has similar boxing ability. That's why he's currently
So you
undefeated.
know what it is with that angle stuff? The angles, it's good against people who
Don't
go
fucking
in
move.
there and just use the high guard. Because when they're in their high guard, you can just go all the way around the world on their ass and punch them from the side and shit because they're too busy fucking wrapping up. You know what I'm saying? Trying to
Yeah.
cover their face up.
And they stifle their own peripheral vision so they can't see you. Because their gloves are covering their peripheral vision, so they can't see what's on the side of them. So if you shift fast enough, you can catch them.
Yeah. But my thing is that angle shit, yeah, I just feel like it just plays a good role into that European style, if you be honest.
Mike Tyson was known for angles. That's
Exactly.
what. Yeah, I was like, that's not European. The angle thing is American. Mike Tyson was one of the original. I'm not saying he's like the original, but that peekaboo. Well, it's Lomachenko doesn't do peekaboo, but the whole taking angles and creating space and getting different angles on punches, like one to the body, one to that. That's all Mike Tyson. But for some reason, Lomachenko does it, and he's suddenly Ali, even though Ali didn't even fight like that.
That Mike Tyson style, the peekaboo style, I see why it's not. They don't train people to fight like that no more. Because you got to have like a great gas tank and a certain level of athleticism and power to pull that off.
Well, they don't train like that anymore, mostly because everybody above light heavyweight is tall as fuck. Like if you're a short fighter and you have like crazy KO power, like if you're a tank type fighter, yeah, that style will probably work on a lot of people. But if you're, that's because Mike Tyson was short and he had no other way to get into taller opponents. But now that the whole heavyweight division is fucking 6'9" and shit, like that you wouldn't be able to do much,
Who would
But
win? Who would win? Wilder or Floyd Patterson?
ooh, ee.
That'd be
Probably
tough.
Wilder. Probably Wilder, to be honest, because all it takes is that just one punch eraser. Just
But I think. What do you think about Sonny Liston versus Usyk?
ooh, I probably say Liston because he's got a significantly better chin than AJ, and he had bombs like Foreman.
Yeah.
Because the thing, and also he knew how to finish. Like when Usyk was hurt, Liston would have jumped on his ass.
Mm.
Yeah, AJ just like landed four punches and just sat there and looked at him, and I was like, "Nigga, what are you doing? Get on his ass!" Like, bro, this is like the only moment of success you had. You just gonna be like, "Oh, look, I landed some punches." Nigga, get on his ass. What the hell are you doing?
Can Usyk fight a nigga who put fucking Vaseline on his glove? That's what
uh,
I want to know.
shit. Uh, fucking Usyk. And I like Usyk personally, but I can't wait until he eventually loses because I just want to see what they're gonna say. Like, oh, Usyk's the greatest, and now what?
Put
Now,
Usyk in there with Wilder.
right? That's what they didn't want to happen because all it takes is fucking one. But it's just crazy to me how people still defending Lomachenko as this super special fighter. Like he lost to an old dude with 12 losses. What
Who
more do
got
you
caught
need?
stealing beers in Mexico?
Like what more do you need to know? And it's the judges sucked. Okay, well you can say that every
The
time one of your
nuts.
fighters
He hit him
loses.
in the nuts, man.
And
But
and
y'all
you
want to
know
talk about excuses, huh?
and you know what I always say? I say that Fulton, when he fought Angelo Leo, I call him low blow Leo. Fulton had just come back from a layoff. He had COVID, and he still managed to get his W. So I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. And like I even said it today. I was like, Lomachenko folds under pressure. It's true. He can't take pressure. If you put him on the back foot, he's done. He can't do shit. It's been proven. Look at Gary Russell. Look at Toledo. Look at Tiafimo. Tiafimo just ran up on his ass and what did he do? Backed up, didn't throw punches, ran around the ring.
Gary Russell said Lomachenko and them didn't want that rematch.
Hell no, because he would have beat him. He almost beat him the first time.
And they always talk about the. It's just crazy. Like they're very selective when it comes to giving people credit.
It's and it's crazy because they don't even use the same standards they use to criticize black fighters. They don't even apply. The standards immediately change. Like they're talking about people like Jamal Charlo struggling with dudes with four losses. Meanwhile, look at Lomachenko. Meanwhile, look at Benavidez. Uzcategui got the same number of losses Montiel had before he fought Charlo. What are we doing? What are we doing? Like, what the fuck are we really doing here? And then it's funny because they'll magically say that Charlo is ducking some dude in a higher weight class that has absolutely no fucking belt. But then when Canelo gets the franchise witness protection program, he's magically not ducking. They're like, oh, we want Charlo versus Benavidez. For what? Use logic. Benavidez has fought no one. His name isn't really shit right now, and he has no fucking belt. Why the fuck would somebody go up in weight, challenge a dude for absolutely no reward?
Exactly, man.
Make it make fucking sense. He
Make it make
gets
fucking sense. But shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to my dude Straight Convo. Shout out to my dude El Chapo. Shout out to my dude Eric Gomes. Uh, yeah. Shout out to everybody. My dude G Black. Yeah, we just in here cooking up, man, and
Some
and
dude
that's what
said
we doing, man.
some dude said Lomachenko embarrasses Shakir. Okay,
All right,
based off of what? I mean, we've seen how he's done against people that aren't as talented as Shakir. So what? This is the shit I'm talking about. How he couldn't embarrass Salito?
because he's in the Matrix, dude.
Right, a magic Rubik's cube that's been solved 2.5 times. Shut
He
the
did.
fuck
I
up.
was watching the blood, sweat, and tears for that fight. This nigga was doing all the fucking
Those stupid math
mind
games
tricks and fucking juggling balls and shit underwater and shit,
didn't
riding
help
a
shit.
unicycle. All that shit is still lost to Teofimo Lopez, a nigga who's just named fucking prospect of the year.
Right, and
But
and
this
the
guy's
dude,
supposed to be the best thing since Sugar Ray Leonard. Get the fuck
yeah,
out of here.
and the dude who's only really known for his power, and Teofimo didn't land any power on him. Didn't land any real power on him. Didn't fucking wobble him. Didn't do none of that shit. And then the
Nigga went
moment
in. Niggas talk shit about Wilder and his skill, but what type of skill do a nigga have to not throw fucking punches for 7 rounds? Right? Didn't Wilder do something like that? And y'all said, "Oh my god, why would he do that against Ortiz?" And that's at heavyweight. You telling me a lightweight didn't throw no punches for 7 rounds, and y'all ain't say nothing. But when Wilder didn't throw punches, that many punches for 7 rounds against Ortiz in the second fight, y'all, oh my god, he's such a terrible boxer. Y'all wouldn't say Lomachenko is a terrible boxer for holding back like that, right?
if Gary Russell or Floyd Mayweather lost to a motherfucker with 12 losses, we would still be talking about it. It
Yeah,
would be it would be brought up every single
nigga, they
fucking
still be
day.
bringing up fucking who that dude he fought and had to
Castillo,
fight him again. Yeah,
yeah, they
he's Floyd's dad, man. He's Floyd's dad, man. He beat Floyd's ass, dude. Did you see the highlights on YouTube, dude? Dude,
mean mean fucking while they were so against the Canelo v Lara rematch. Okay, right, for
he's
sure.
just gonna run, dude. I don't want to see that, dude. He's just, and that's where it just started. With the protection for Canelo started right around that time.
Yeah, right after he got his ass whooped. And you know what's crazy? They want Canelo to beat up old ass Triple G, but not Charlo. What the fuck? So can Triple G catch an ass whooping or what? They
Because they
have
know the type of ass whooping that will come from Charlo will be much worse.
Charlo stop Triple G.
Yeah,
Charlo will fuck around and stop old ass Triple G. He almost stopped Deverenchenko. He'll stop Triple G.
he didn't kill Derevchenko that night. He lucky there
But
was no crowd there. He probably would have knocked his ass out.
he lucky there wasn't the 13th round. He was done. He
Hey,
was
some fights I be wanting more rounds to come about. To
like
be
have
honest,
a go back to 15 rounders like they used
like
to back in the
Sean
day.
Porter versus Errol Spence, that's one of them fights I wish was 15 rounds again.
Ooh shit.
Nah, real shit.
I
Because
don't know
somebody would have got
Spence.
stopped in like the 13th.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know if Spence would have been able to. Spence might have fucked around and caught something because for a few of those rounds, especially the fourth round, Sean Porter was on his ass. Like Sean Porter was on his ass, and it didn't look good. But I don't know.
I still
Yeah,
remember they said Sean Porter hit Errol Spence more times than he's been hit in his amateur and pro career.
that makes a lot of sense because I really hadn't seen Errol Spence wobbled until right then when Sean Porter was in the fourth and caught him with like an overhand left, and he was like, woo, he was kind of on Queer Street. I was like, oh shit. I
Man,
think
I
it's
still remember. I still remember because I just remember Yellow Beezy was in the crowd. He was like front row. And man, when Porter was putting it on his ass, man, you could see their reaction. They was looking like, whoa, what is this?
I
This is
think
a
if
fight.
anything, I think if anything with the knockdown, it probably would have been a draw. If
Draw. It would have been
anything,
a draw, and they would have been
yeah,
talking. We'd have been talking about running that shit right back.
yeah, it would
Because
have been
that's,
an instant
to be
rematch.
honest, to be honest, I honestly think that because they try to go on to have a because that was the plan anyways to go on to have a Danny Garcia fight. I think they should have just ran an immediate rematch, bro. I feel like that should have did numbers, bro.
Probably would have, but I mean, Errol Spence is like, probably need a break from that shit. Football, Sean
Yeah, that
Porter.
nigga, he said, man, because Errol Spence, I ain't gonna lie, that was a humbling moment for Errol Spence. He know it was because they was popping that hot shit in the press conference. Yeah, he an in shape street fighter, I'm about to niggas was saying Errol about to stop him. Sean Porter got an ugly style. He barely beat Danny Garcia. All that shit, bro.
I'll admit Sean Porter's style is ugly. I'm personally not a fan of the way he fights, but it works for him and it makes him hard to hit. It's very hard to let any clean shots.
What's that? How can you describe Sean Porter's style?
I mean, like I said, just
Can he
football.
box? Because people be like, oh, certain boxers can't box and this and that. Can he box to you?
Yes, but it depends on the opponent. The more skill or power the opponent possesses, the more he'll revert to his football Sean Porter style. The less skill or power an opponent possesses, the less the more he'll box. For example, when he was boxing with what was his name, Granados and Formella, he was boxing. He was boxing. He was using his jab more often. He was using angles. He
He
was
beat
staying
the
in.
shit out of Formella. I kind of feel bad for that now.
It was pathetic. Like it was a punching bag. I don't know what that dude just showed up for a paycheck. He whooped his
This
ass.
nigga Sean Porter leaped and did like a hook from like 4 feet away, bro. I said,
Exactly.
I said, what the fuck? This guy's athletic as fuck. And y'all talking about y'all to put Connor Ben in there with him? Yeah, right.
Exactly. And that's where his boxing ability shows. But when he's in there with someone with, comparable or greater skill and power, he goes football mode because he knows that if he stands in front of them too long and tries to box, he's gonna get his ass
You
whooped.
get, and that's why like when Herring fought Shakur Stevenson, it's like, dude, you're playing into exactly what Shakur Stevenson wants.
Like
If you were
his
fighting him like a Sean Porter, it would have been tough because it's like you don't give somebody a time to reset and think and have to box around you.
Well, yeah, Herring was fucking around taking too much time trying to think, and that debilitating hand speed was just too much. It was too much. He kept trying to think, make the moments, find a way in, and that's why Bo Mike was like, "Look, nigga, you losing the damn fight. You just got to go in and rough his ass up.
You
Go
got a
in there,
Terrence Crawford, this nigga.
yeah, you got to
How you
go
do
in
that?
there, you got to go in there, throw your weight on him, put him in some headlocks, make him uncomfortable. This nigga came from the Olympics. Like, stop making it a clean ass fight. Get in there and get dirty. Like, go get fucking Maidana and Payano on his ass." And he had a little bit of success, but as soon as Stevenson figured it out, created separation and just let his hands go, there was no way in. He was stuttering,
Who
like
does Shakur
literally.
Stevenson fight like to?
Honestly, he fights
Like
like a
Bud?
no. I was gonna say like a really really lightweight version of Marvin Hagler because of the southpaw thing, and Sugar Ray Leonard because of the hand speed.
Mm.
So like a southpaw Sugar Ray Leonard.
You think Sean? I mean, not Sean Porter, but Crawford said that he's the next one after me.
The next what like pound for
Next, like
pound or
best skilled boxer, best skilled pure boxer, dog all the way around, good fighter.
he gonna be top five as far as number
Talking
one.
about number one.
As far as number one, I'm not sure. I would
Who's
need to.
you think he fucking with? Because let's be real. Let's cut the small talk. Let's get the whack guys out of the room. You know what I'm saying? Because you know who's gonna be in here when the dust settles. Devin Haney,
Yep.
Shakur Stevenson, Javante Davis. You know what I'm saying? When the dust settles, they're gonna be here. Who do you think is gonna be that man on top? The number one out of them.
People say I'm wrong because of the power thing, but I think it's gonna be Devin Haney.
I think it's gonna be Devin Haney.
I think Devin Haney beats both of them.
They say he was tagging him Shakur Stevenson up in that sparring.
I'm not even going based on sparring. I don't even because I mean, unless I see definitive videotapes, that's conjecture.
Okay.
But based on what I've seen in their performances and how they fought people, I'm gonna say Devin Haney. Stevenson has the most hand speed. Devin Haney has the better shot placement. His defense can use a little bit tighten up, and that's especially gonna come into play with Tank. But he has a better methods of keeping the distance, better head movement, definitely superior inside game. Devin Haney got better inside game than both of them. I'm sorry, but
My dude said
yeah,
Tank gonna knock both of them niggas out. Fuck you
and
talking about, nigga.
a
That's
lot
what
of
they
people
saying.
think that. I think that Tank can land on Stevenson, but oh god, California clowns, Jesus Christ. I think that Tank can land on Stevenson, but I'm not sure if he can land enough to put Devin Haney out, especially through Devin Haney's offense.
if Devin Haney slip up anytime, it's gonna be a wrap. But we seen how,
If anybody slip up with Tank, it's gonna be a wrap.
but
Anybody.
but you've seen how Barrios was, he was able to keep a little distance with his jab from Tank, and there was times where we were looking like, damn, can Tank close the distance on this guy? You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think and I mean if you look at that, that's exactly one of the reasons why I think Devin Haney could have an advantage because he's no Barrios.
But I'm
He's
saying he still closed the distance. You don't think he can close the distance on Devin Haney? But Devin Haney gonna be athletic. Fucking, he can go all 12 easy.
Devin Haney's got better footwork. Devin Haney, like I said, has got better punch selection.
I think Javante
He's
got good
faster.
punch selection too, because Javante Davis don't even throw a lot of punches. He just throws real precise punches,
No,
and he knows how
absolutely.
to finish you.
No, and keep in mind when I say this, I'm not saying that Devin Haney is levels above. I'm saying it's gonna make the slight edge. I'm not saying that he's levels above.
Go ahead, say what you gotta say, man.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that he's levels above. I'm not saying that it's like Muhammad Ali level separation. I'm saying that Devin Haney's skills are gonna be just enough to edge out a win over both of them. And like I said, I could easily be wrong because if Tank catch anybody, it's done. Like if he
And that's
catches
the thing. When Linares called his ass, man, I said, man, we never really. You know what? Fucking what the coach always say, man, and it kind of makes me amped. The coach says, you like, bro, y'all really haven't really seen Javante Davis,
like full
like,
unleash 100% skill mode
yeah, like
because
really,
he's always
like we
because he
never really seen somebody that pushed Tank to the brink where it's like, damn, these niggas is fighting. Because we seen Sean Porter bring that out of Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying?
right.
We never see. We seen we seen Keith Thurman bring that out of Sean Porter, or
But
Sean Porter brought that out of Keith Thurman too. It's either or. You know what I mean? Like,
you earlier you just you I don't want to bring it back to sparring, but you were talking about sparring. Devin Haney claims to have stopped Tank in sparring, and Tank never like definitively came out and denied it.
woo! Is that what they saying?
That's
Oh,
what they said.
hold on. I gotta roll up to that one. Hold
Hey,
on.
I ain't bullshitting. You can look it up. I mean, like I said, I'm not going based off the sparring, but that's what Devin Haney
Is
and the
that
champ said.
is because we in Modesto? That's a word of mouth town. Not just talking shit. Dog, that's
No,
what they saying in the streets.
they said that like 2 or 3 years ago because they used
Where
to
have I
spar.
been?
Yeah, I mean, they used to spar. They used to spar all the time.
Because I know they,
When they were
of
kids,
course, they used to spar. I feel like all these dudes spar.
it was in the Floyd Mayweather gym because it was in the Floyd Mayweather gym, and it was doghouse rules, and they claim Haney's team claimed that they stopped Tank, and they're like,
Bill
yeah.
Haney, he's lucky. He got him one. Like his first son to grow up to be a great ass fighter, bro. Shit. Like
And the thing,
young too at that.
and also you have to understand, Tank and Haney were under the same roof, and don't get me wrong, I definitely think that the reason why Haney left is because he didn't want to be in Floyd Mayweather's shadow. But also, to be honest, I don't think that Tank's ego was happy that somebody else was that close to Mayweather and caught Mayweather's attention, especially at that young ass age. I don't think because
Yeah, because
yeah,
it's like because Tank, even though he's Floyd's fighter, he don't really fight like Floyd Mayweather. You know what I mean?
not at all. He's a
He
puncher.
has I love Javante Davis style because he knows how to like box you and he knows how to turn it up on your ass and get you out of there. And he throw bad at like his when he throw punches, you can just tell like, oh my God, get this guy out of here. He's about to knock this guy out. You know what I'm saying? Devin
Yeah,
Haney is
absolutely.
like he makes it look beautiful out there, dude, because he's like tagging you up, slipping, getting out the way. And I know Floyd like that shit because it's like it's about being smart in there too. Javante Davis be parrying punches and shit, letting punches slide off the side of his head, but still get touched. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I definitely do. But
Like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Tank, I don't know, for some reason, sometimes he be letting niggas hit him and shit.
Well, that's just so you can close the distance. Like when you're
Yeah, so you can
dealing,
close the distance with, dudes like Haney just like, fuck it. He box circles around your ass. What the fuck you gonna do about it?
yeah, because Haney will tag you and back up. The reason why he pressed Linares like that is because one, he felt that Linares didn't have enough power to take him out. Two, he was trying to impress dumbass fans that wasn't gonna like his ass regardless. So he was trying to press for a knockout, and I think hopefully he's come to terms with that. That's not his gift. His gift is speed, accuracy, IQ, and solid footwork. That's why I think that Tank won't be able to catch him like he wants to. And also, I think that whenever Tank tries to close the distance, Devin has sufficient power to either disorient Tank or make him rethink it. I don't think Haney has like this awesome one punch KO power. I think he has enough power to keep Tank up off of him. Whereas I'm not saying Shakur doesn't have that, but Shakur's attribute is speed and IQ as well. But I don't think he has as much power as Haney, especially while he's fighting at 130. If he comes up to 135, 140, maybe we'll see some more Shakur power. But as of right now,
Somebody tried to turn up on me today on Twitter because they said, "Oh, Art man, you talk about Shakur Stevenson shouldn't fight Tank to the future." I'm like, well, damn, like I don't know. For some reason, I just feel like these fighters. Maybe I do have a little bias or something. But I don't want to see our young brothers fighting each other right away. I really want to see them clean up the division with them other dudes, like how they playing it.
hell yeah, I'm biased as fuck. I always say that all black champions in a division should save each other for last.
Exactly. Not gonna let you niggas take the back route and claim y'all the best. And you
Look,
see that tweet I made, it was just a reply, but it hurt people's hearts when I said that shit.
look at 147. Look at 147. They all basically saving each other for last, and 147 all black. Do that shit every division.
And now the WBA trying to ruin that shit. It's like, oh, there's way too many black niggas fighting each
Yep,
other. What the fuck's going on?
we need Stan Jonas. We need Stan Jonas in here. We need
Yep.
Stan Jonas so we can get Virgil Ortiz in here so that if so that he can have a championship. Keep Ennis away because the thing is, what's beautiful about the WBA, people think that the WBA is like some sort of like different organization. No, it's basically like a lightweight version of the WBC because they gave Ugas this mandatory, but Tiafimo and Inoue don't have to face mandatory. Like for example, the winner of Rolly v Tank is supposed to be the Mando for fucking Tiafimo's belt at 135. They're not mandating it because Tiafimo probably fuck around and lose to either one. So basically, once Virgil Ortiz gets the belt, they can make his mandatories whoever the fuck they want or nobody. And why should it be nobody? It's damn sure not gonna be Jerron Ennis because Jerron Ennis will tear Ortiz out the frame. I don't care what nobody says. Like, bro,
Ennis will
like
beat a lot of these dudes up. And you know what?
Ennis
Ennis is just
Ennis
like,
will run through everybody at
I
147 except
challenge
Spencer Crawford.
I challenge people's rhetoric when they say who has you beat, who have you beat. You know what I'm saying? I know you can use that to judge certain things, but you gotta look at the eye test too, man. There's a reason why we can look at Boots and say, damn, like he can really jump over a lot of steps and be right up there. Because just look at him. Just look. You can
Boots
tell. But
Boots
who
can't.
has he really beat though?
Well, nobody has beat anyone until they beat somebody. But Boots, but again, it goes back to like the Benavidez treatment. Why can't Boots get the Benavidez treatment? Everybody's saying Benavidez got the goods and he got the worst resume at 168. Fuck out of here. But Boots actually offered Virgil Ortiz and Camp a fight, and they were like, nah, in a few years down the line. And I'm like, you just gonna get your ass up a few years down the line. It's not gonna fucking matter. Like they say that styles make fights, and it just is what it is. He's fast, he's strong, and with the way Virgil Ortiz fights, he
Tailor
is
made. It's
yeah
tailor made because that American style, 9 times out of 10, they hate when we say it though, but it's beating the Mexican style. Let's be real.
yeah, and keep in mind, people when I say this, they think that I hate Virgil Ortiz Jr. I think Virgil Ortiz Jr. is so good. I think he is like Juan Manuel Marquez 2.0, and I say that with all honesty. Now that being said, when he runs up on Jerron Ennis with the bullshit, he's going to get stopped in 7 rounds.
Because to fight somebody who can switch up both styles, it's like, man, like orthodox and switch it up to southpaw, like dude, like that you could be, bro. that's just all types of bad, man. Because how do you train for that? Would you gonna fight somebody southpaw and then fight somebody orthodox
Ortiz loses to anybody who throws good uppercuts. That's it.
right down the middle?
Yeah, because all he does is the Soviet high guard. If you push him back, he can't fight. He goes forward. If you bombard him with too many quick punches, he drops. Look at Green Beans. Green Beans rushed him and he almost stopped his ass. Like people talk all this good shit about Ortiz this, Ortiz that, Crawford this, Crawford. Like I'm still tripping off of how come Green Beans was a nobody for Crawford, but suddenly a star is born when Ortiz stops him only a round earlier while getting wobbled worse. I'm still stuck on that. Like Green Beans was rated against
They kind of
nobody.
had. If you ask me, I would say they had the same performance, but it was like it's like Bud got him out there better. If you ask me, because even though he still got stumbled for a little bit, he still made that shit easy work.
I mean, they're just tripping because Virgil Ortiz dropped him like 5 times or whatever, and that's fine. Like I don't even give a shit who knocked him out worse, but it's just like you have to keep the same energy. If Green Beans wasn't shit for Crawford, why is Green Beans all of a sudden something for Ortiz Jr.? You see what I'm saying? Like you can't do that. And the nigga took a loss too. Like he took an L and then fought Virgil Ortiz Jr. So it's like y'all say that people ain't shit after some
He's
loss.
coming off a L, but you see, it's like they don't give you credit at first, but then they give you credit afterwards, which is real crazy, man.
Yeah, they only rated Green Beans because they realized Virgil Ortiz ain't shit. Like he fought Maurice Hooker, who had never fought at 147, and guess what? He fought him off of a horrible KO loss.
Yeah, he fought him off a KO loss.
He got like Hooker got fucking annihilated. It wasn't even it was a bad situation.
I think Virgil Ortiz beats Conor Benn though.
Oh, only Southern T. Shout out Southern T. Only Southern T rates Conor Benn for whatever reason. I don't rate Conor Benn to nobody. Who's this nigga's best win? Vargas, the professional punching bag at 147. He's the Rosado of 147, bruh. Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Worse.
Well, didn't he go? Didn't he go to decision with Granados?
I don't know. No. He stopped Granados, but it was like a funny not. It was like a funny stoppage, but it was like whatever.
Man, let me look it up.
Yeah, he stopped him.
I swear to God, I could have sworn he went the fucking distance.
Nah, he stopped him because I remember I made a bet with somebody. I was like, oh yeah, he ain't
No,
going
he went the distance. I just looked it up right now. UD.
with fucking with what's his name? Conor Benn
Granados.
and Vargas.
Oh no. I'm talking about Granados. My bad.
Oh yeah, because I was say nah.
Yeah, he stopped Vargas in the first round.
Yeah, he went the distance with Granados.
Yeah, only person that ever stopped Granados was Danny Garcia, weirdly enough. But yeah, no, like I'm sorry, Conor Benn is fucking corny, and as soon as he fights somebody real at 147, like honestly, real shit. Because I talk a lot of shit about European boxing, but I be watching a lot of European boxing in my spare time, like Dazn Fights and Queensberry and BT Sports and Sky Sports and all those motherfuckers that people never heard of. So that's why when I shit on them, I know what I'm talking about because I watch their fucking fights. Like I watch MTK Global fights. Like I watch those nobodies fight at 2 a.m. in the morning when I'm bored. And it's funny because I honestly think that this dude they're trying to hype up, this Albanian motherfucker Florian Marku at 147. I think he can fuck around and be kind of big. To be honest,
I think what's his name? David Polynesian sauce will beat him.
Yeah, me too. I think,
And
I think
they even said it. Eddie Hearn even said it. He said he's not ready for him
I don't know. Conor Benn is the shit.
because he's seen what that dude did to Josh Kelly as.
And it's funny because he started off losing. He was getting outboxed clean, and the moment he started connecting, he broke down. Like he busted Kelly's head open.
And that was what they were trying to do. They fucked up the plans because that was supposed to be it was supposed to be Conor Benn versus Kelly.
Yeah, Kelly was supposed to be a white Mayweather, which
Yeah, because you seen him trying to go in there and fight like that, and
yeah,
he got completely broke down. Like, bitch, what the fuck you doing?
He tried to use the Mayweather Philly shell.
He
tried to use
over here right said, "Fuck your Philly shell, bro."
He tried to use the no look left hook like Roy Jones, ended up getting pieced up, running into uppercuts and shit. I was like, no, you're not that
was
guy.
a slaughter, dude.
it was.
I haven't seen that nigga since.
Because he got his head buzzed off. You see all that blood? The nigga was fucked up. He probably lost a fucking gallon of blood in that match. It was terrible. And
Bro,
then
after that match, they had that nigga on the oxygen tank. Bro, that's pretty smart though. I don't know why they don't do that here.
well, oxygen.
Yeah.
They do it only when you get like wasted. Like they had, I think they had oxygen for Brazil's ass when fucking Wilder melted him. They had to make sure he's still alive.
Yeah, I think they should do that though after the match, like just put it on you, like so you can breathe, help you breathe. I think for both fighters too. Fuck it, because niggas be out of breath. They be trying to interview them right away. So how do you
You,
feel after niggas' head is rattling and shit? I'm like, man, bitch, what the fuck?
you notice how they didn't. I remember Dante pointed this out.
Yep.
They didn't give Shakur his opportunity to call out Valdez publicly.
And
Oh,
you see what that is, bro? And you
go
see
to
what
the
that is?
app.
And you see what that is? And they try to say, oh, you guys are just, I hate you black guys who just start bringing up race and race baiting. But it's like, bro, like, when have they ever done this where they don't show the fucking post fight interview? Who he call out? So that's just it?
Yeah. And you know what's funny about that too? One thing that I saw, they uploaded Zepeda versus Baranchik, right? And that was when niggas got knocked down like, 50 something time, whatever. Everyone in the just look at the comment section. Everyone in the comment section is calling Baranchik a warrior for getting absolutely fucking wasted by low tier fucking dudes. Meanwhile, you go to the comment section of Haney and Linares. Keep in mind, Linares only landed in that whole 12 rounds one good punch that didn't drop Haney. And everyone's like, Haney was exposed. He's trash. He's going to lose to everybody at 135. What? What?
Yeah.
Explain yourself. Just explain yourself. Make it make sense. Why is fucking Ruiz a warrior? You think you will last with
Who's
Celine?
Salem Hayek?
Are you saying Salma Hayek? Because she's hot as hell. I don't want her to be in the ring. Oh, he's saying, do you think you'll last longer with Salma Hayek or
Oh,
Devin?
I don't know who
Devin
she is. Is she a white chick?
definitely. No, she's Latina. Definitely Devin Haney. He'll last longer with Devin Haney because you ain't gonna last long in that.
Nah.
you ain't been you ain't been doing that with that.
I
So
need
yeah,
some
that
clenbuterol so I can last a little longer.
right. But yeah,
Duracell,
just
I ain't bad. That shit's crazy. Like trainer of the year and your fighters are fucking proven drug cheats. Like, bro, like what is this? What are we doing here?
but
What is this?
doesn't he only have one unified champ too? Doesn't he only have one unified champ?
Nigga, what are you doing as a coach to get your fighter back in the gym? Cause this ass talking about he got mental health problems and shit, bro.
Oh, you talking about Ryan Garcia versus crippling anxiety?
Yeah.
Fucking fight that's been lasting for fucking a year and a half. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out how many unified champs does he have. He only has Canelo, right? He only has one. Meanwhile,
Yes,
Derek James.
no man. I wonder how Benavides feel knowing that this nigga just punched you out your belt.
Nah, Benavidez should hate himself. His dumb ass couldn't keep a belt. How you lose a belt twice?
And they not even trying to like give him no leeway. Like they letting all the Mexicans get passes, but why they ain't not letting this Mexican get a pass?
Yeah, well because they want him to fight Charlo, but magically, even though he's in the same division as Canelo, Canelo's not ducking. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
It's crazy though because Canelo can say that he ain't fight no more Mexicans, and that's just that.
Yeah, but that's because he knows what's up. If black people stop fighting each other, boxing would die. Who y'all gonna see? Cheeseman versus Bagels? Like no one wants to watch that bullshit.
Said it's Canelo team. They have. I was watching that All Access, which is pretty interesting. Um, how they had Canelo. Canelo goes for my thing is, I don't fight. Don't fight. She have to go bad.
You're kind of breaking up a little bit.
some screen going in and out. It's the pros. Daniel boys from my screen.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit of lag. The people in the
Nah,
chat are
but
saying it's laggy. Oh, okay,
I
you good
said
now.
if Canelo them lose this fight, man, it's gonna be bad.
If
Hold on, y'all
they,
saying it's lagging?
well, you're good now. You're good now. But you were for a second there. But
But I
if
said, man, if Canelo loses this fight, it's gonna be bad because he's gonna have to sit there with all that drug cheat. You let this man call you a bitch, you and your trainer.
and let's keep in mind, no disrespect to Plant, but nobody was talking about Plant 2 years ago. He came out of nowhere.
I'm gonna keep it 100.
And Canelo's whole fan base called him a bum. So that means you're gonna lose to a natural non PED using bum. That's a bad look. That's a terrible look.
They trying to make Canelo a thing. Look at him and his villain laugh. Little do y'all know, y'all finna make the American dream come true. Canelo versus Plant 2 on Showtime.
I just don't like how Canelo is giving in to the casual bullshit. I'm like, no, you were so likable when you were just quiet. But now he's like, oh yes, I am that guy. I am the best. I am the Mexican Mayweather. And it's like, okay, bro. All
Canelo,
right.
he talking that shit. He said, I'm not scared of no one. I know what to do.
Meanwhile,
I know what I can do. Oh, okay. Let's see it. And I like that. Canelo's a fighting man. You know, he's a
well,
fighting man. He's a boxer.
he's a fighting man in Europe, that's for sure.
Yeah. He's the undisputed European champion.
Yeah, but
But
then
I like him, dude. It's my thing with Canelo. I like the way he fights, man. He's a good fighter.
excellent, very quick hands for his
And I
weight.
know he's capable of. He has a great left hook, got a good uppercut. Not the best foot movement, but he know how to walk you down in the ring. Uh, I just feel like he's gotten to that mode of feeling like I'm the best, I'm the king, I'm all this, but he forgot that you're this guy based off your skills and who they match you up with and how they're promoting you.
No, he's not matched. He picks the people he fights. Let's not make it seem like there's a higher power. It's Canelo picks the people he's going
Okay,
to
yeah,
fight.
he's picking them and they're allowing it.
Yeah, let's not make it seem like he adheres to the standard matchmaking system that every other boxer had to adhere to.
Yeah, okay. I'm
Yeah.
just saying that I feel like, and that's why he feels so disrespected by Plant because it's like, how dare you tell me something that these other people ain't telling me?
Right.
How dare you not fall in line with Billy Joe Saunders and and Caleb Smith?
Yeah.
You're different. This is a different type of white man. This white man's on this side of town, not from the
Yeah.
UK. And I was just on the Twitter space with the people from the UK, and they were shitting on Caleb Smith. They was like, "What the fuck, dude? He made the UK look bad. He wouldn't even put up on no fucking fight
I was
against
listening
Canelo."
to I was listening to a little bit of that, and they said that you would do a better job against Canelo than Caleb Smith. I'm like, oh, so now y'all talking shit. When just a week ago, when he leaned Castillo, all of a sudden Callum Smith was back to the top. Oh, see, this version of Callum Smith stops Canelo. Ugh. I'm like, man, if y'all don't shut y'all inconsistent pussy
But
asses, oh
you
my
see,
god.
they were, even though they trying to joke and shit, they're telling the fucking truth,
The real talk, Callum Smith ain't never been shit.
bro. Because the reason why nobody had hope for Caleb Smith in that fight is because we just seen him get his ass whooped by a fucking poor man's Canelo, John Ryder.
Bruh, John Ryder's pillow fisted ass. Even if he knocked out John Ryder, I never rated John Ryder, so I wouldn't give. I didn't give Kevin Smith a chance because nobody knew this nigga. Nobody in the UK knew this nigga. No one. His best win is fucking George Groves, dog. Nobody gives a fuck about any of those people. Just like when people talk about Better Biev and fucking Callum Johnson. Okay, Callum Johnson is rated against who? Even UK people, when they talk about him knocking down Better Biev, they said, damn, Better Biev got knocked down by a club fighter. Because that's all he is. None of these people are fucking rated. Like, and they don't want to cross the pond because they start getting their ass whooped.
You
They
know what
gonna
I
take that.
don't like?
What?
I don't like when they be like, "Oh, Caleb Plant since Billy Joe Saunders and Rocky Fielding and Caleb Smith didn't beat Canelo. That means this white boy can't do shit."
As if they're the exact same. I'm like, bro, Caleb Plant's ancestors beat the shit out of your ancestors while you were the most developed military force on the planet. Stop it. We're not the same.
Yep.
Now they did some other stuff that wasn't cool, but that's not what we're talking about. they had they had some help from some other people, but that's not what we're talking about. And honestly, you know what's crazy? When to me, honestly, if Canelo should lose, because like I said, I have Canelo by decision because it's good. Even I think that Plant's going to lose no matter what, no matter how good he performs. But if he does manage to get the W that he earns, I want everybody calling Canelo's name to lose complete interest and focus on playing. I want Canelo to be irrelevant. I don't want to hear Charlo talking about it. I don't want to hear Andre talking about him. I want Canelo to like fight Triple G and then shut the fuck up for the rest of his life. I don't care what Canelo does. If he lose right now, Canelo's done. Because every time Canelo lose, they shut up for years, and Canelo don't have that much time to be fighting. So I hope if Canelo lose, I hope Jamal, Andre, all them come up with Benavidez and just mix it up to see who's the battle of the best.
They about to put Caleb Plant on the Wheaties box after this shit.
It's gonna be funny as fuck too. Because if Caleb Plant win, if Caleb Plant fucks around and wins, and then Jamal and Andre all of a sudden come up, Canelo gonna be wanting those fights all of a sudden. He gonna be like, oh yeah, let's do it now, let's do it now. I hope they go, nigga, shut up. You don't even got no belts no more. Get up out of here. Dude, we was at 154, you ain't had no belts, you ain't want it. We was at 160, you had a little belt, you ain't want it. Now you up at 168, you ain't got no belt, we ain't want you. You were the belts, dog. You wasn't nothing.
Canelo gonna be begging. He will beg for the rematch, the immediate rematch.
Oh, 100,000. He gonna be like, hell no, da 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 da. He probably gonna make some damn excuses of his own. Oh, we'll see what happened was is when we was fighting on stage, that knocked my energy off and I hurt my hand when I cut your face. So I couldn't even punch right the whole night.
Because they got the excuses because they try to say they already rolled out the only reason why Canelo pushed him because he disrespected his mom. You remember that shit came out? They
Yeah.
like I could see right through it. We could see right through it, man.
And then when you bring up what Canelo said to Andre and Danny Jacobs' mom, it's like, oh well, that was different. How? They were less disrespectful than Caleb was. Andre didn't. I mean, Andre called him a bitch. Don't get it twisted. But but he didn't say anything about his mom. Andre just said, "You a bitch." He's like, Canelo, you a bitch. I think your team a bitch, and you don't want to fight me because you're afraid I'll whoop your ass, and that's all it is.
I was just talking to my dad about this. Boxing, man, they put people in certain positions to. It's like playing chess, man. They make sure can. It's like how do you make sure Canelo doesn't have to fight these guys along the way? Like, how do you keep winning and not fighting the other guys that keep winning? How does that happen?
You got to maintain the narrative. Like for example, when casuals, because look at how much traction your channel's getting. You yourself, with all due respect, have less than 600 subscribers, and people like Mike Coppinger are going directly to you for information. They watch the small spaces. They see the debates we have. They look at what the casuals are saying, and then Dazzin will go out and make a video on it. Like for example, is Haney overrated? Do they deserve to fight Canelo? Like when the fuck has a champion had to earn the right to unify?
And that's why I
What
always
kind
tell them.
of what
That's why
kind
I
of
always
black
tell
shit
them
is that?
if y'all need like a real life PR person that can help your American talent, just send me a DM if they're listening. If y'all listening, because we could talk something about because obviously what y'all doing here in America is terrible. There's certain tactics that you can do that can easily gain our attention and our wallets. But they say no. Let's prioritize the year. We're in America. The fights are held in America, but let's prioritize fucking guys from Europe. Make it make fucking sense. Either y'all got some type of money backing these guys, or y'all just really don't like us and y'all don't want to see us win. And y'all
Well,
really don't care about money because anybody knows in this country, the real American dream is making money off of black folks.
that's it.
They'll tell you.
They always say we're the worst, we're not good, we don't have anyone anymore. Mayweather was it. But then how come your fighter magically becomes a god off of beating one of ours? You get excited because it almost never happens. It's very rare.
Said Canelo said motherfucker first time accident caught it on Showtime. Yeah. They said all that shit. But yeah, he said they've been hating on it since the Mayweather day. And I told my dad, and I said, Dad, I honestly believe that these people are afraid of another Floyd Mayweather character coming up. But this time around, he's not going to be somebody that's not in tune with the black community.
Yeah.
They're afraid of somebody getting all that money like that and being in tune with the community. That's scary.
I literally call it the no more Mayweather's doctrine. There's the anti black doctrine, the WBC, top rank, all that shit. Like, Dazen not one like nobody wanting to fight Haney, fucking Tank not staying away from Teofimo. Like I call all that shit the no more Mayweather's doctrine. That's what I call it. Just
Or the
we don't
MBF.
yeah, yeah, they don't want anyone like that. They don't want someone that's so dominant that they forcefully dominate the conversation. And it's funny because I tell people every single day, I'm like, look, if Canelo was really this magical P for P person you thought he was, you wouldn't have to defend him on social media constantly. You're always
You
defending him.
see, you could tell the difference. Want to know how? Because you see how our young fighter just beat somebody, Herring, and we want to put him against the hardest motherfuckers y'all say is the hardest right
Literally.
away. That's when you know somebody's good. When you say fuck the bullshit, we want to put them in there with the top of the top. Y'all don't say that about y'all fighters. Y'all don't say, well, fuck this bullshit. Put them in there with Charlo right now.
Nope.
Y'all
Y'all
don't
say
say that. Y'all say, well, Charlo, he can't sell, you know.
here's what they say. They go, well, he just had a hard fight against a champion, so he deserves some rest. I remember before I even started like going on like the internet boxing space like that, because I mostly just kept to myself. I was on this podcast with these Hispanic people, and they were like, "Oh, Tiafimo just had a really hard fight. He deserves some rest with Cambosos because I thought he should go to Unify immediately." And I was like, "Hard fight? Lomachenko didn't do anything for the first 7 fucking rounds. He was handed the match. What are you talking about?"
They want their champions to get the belt and
And then
fuck it,
run the fuck away.
bro.
Like play keep away with the belts. Play keep away.
And then they want to talk shit about Wilder and all this, but their champions not even making nigga half of the title defenses. They're literally not even, bro. They don't even keep their belts for 5 title defenses, 6, 7, 8, let alone 10. Come on, bro.
Here's a question I have for anybody in the chat, Canelo fans. Sorry. Whenever they're talking about Canelo's resume, running through all these people, Saunders, Fielding, Smith, whatever, they say these guys are champions. How many champions have your favorites fought? Okay. Are you rating people off of who they fought and their skill level or the belts? Because for some reason, when it comes to black fighters, you need all this resume shit. But when it comes to white fighters, you only need a belt. So is someone good based off of a belt or based off of something else? Because by your logic, Charlo, Wilder, and all of them are fantastic as long as they have belts. But even when they have belts, somehow they're still garbage. But Callum Smith is an all-star simply because he has a belt. Like y'all gotta like tie all that up and make it make sense for me. Because it smelled like some bullshit. To keep it 100, it smelled like some bullshit. So y'all gotta tie all that in for me.
What do you feel about Canelo basically like bringing race into boxing? Like, let's make some little reverse psychology here. What do you feel about Canelo bringing race into this plant fight?
That's his biggest. That's always been his biggest weapon. That's everyone's weapon. It's just that when you're not black, you don't have to talk about it. It just you automatically get a boost by not being black. It's literally that simple. Look at Lomachenko. This nigga's been embarrassed fucking twice, and people still give him the benefit of the doubt.
They
Look
talking
at
about why Loma not on your pound for pound list. I'm like, bro,
with so
keyword my pound for pound list.
yeah, with what? I mean, bro, the pound for pound is so trash. They got fucking okay, like they got Ioka beat nobody. They got Estrada's punk ass, who he's only rated against Chocolatito. Both them niggas lost to Sarungbi side. Sarungbi side can't crack the top 10 to save his motherfucking life. Lomachenko has no belts, fighting Teofimo leftovers. He can get the fuck out of here. And then this dude, Inoue. God. Oh my god. He has one good win against an old Donaire that Rigo already ran through, and he had to go to the fucking hospital to get it. He got his fucking eye socket broken. Like people just like I swear to God, people literally just talk about other people to where they just don't have to talk about black fighters. Like they just bring up random people.
This is my list. Then people
Yeah,
got upset.
yeah. There's
I,
too many black people on it.
and that's what I said. I said I think because I'm like, hold on, because y'all not really saying that this is a bad list. Y'all just saying, oh my God, look at why is Loma not on here? Why is it? They're just telling me why all certain people not on here. But I got Bud Crawford as number one, Errol Spence is number two, Canelo is number three, just because fucking Charlo at 154, most definitely. Gervonta at number five, Josh Taylor after Charlo 160, Gary Russell Jr. at number eight, Teofimo Lopez is nine, Anui at 10, Devin Haney as 11, Shakur Stevenson at fucking 12, 13, Andre, 14, Better Be 15, Fulton Jr.
Right. And that's one
That was
list.
just like a completely honest fuck. It wasn't like, oh, I gotta make sure I put all my real niggas in the front. You know what I'm saying? It was like, if that
But
was the case, I'd have Javante at number three.
they can't even justify half of these people though. Like in a way, well, okay,
They're
okay,
like, why do you
sure.
have him at number 10, bro? I'm like, bro, he's not up there with number fucking two and number three.
Bruh, in a way can go up one weight division and get legitimate smoke. And he's not doing it. He's gonna stay at 118 because he knows once he goes up in weight, he's gonna get fucked up. Like, look, think about Inoue versus Gary Russell Jr. Man, Gary Russell Jr. will piece that nigga up, like, bruh. And they'll just call him the monster because okay, he got a decision against Donaire, and who'd he beat? Payano, Maloney. Who the
These fucking
fuck?
these paperweights.
Like, who the fuck are these people, dog? Like,
I always ask. I always ask,
we
can
don't
y'all
even
name
know these
five people
niggas
that Anui just beat, and who are these people?
that were quality aside from Donaire. Fuck no, they can't, dude. They can't. And look at his next fight. His next fight is against fucking nobody. Like, no, it's like they just make up shit. And like I love how Ioka, the guy on the number 10 on ESPN's Pop Ball, nobody's raising any questions to that, but they'll talk shit about Crawford. They can't even tell me who the fuck Ioka is. Kazuto Ioka. They can't even tell me who the fuck he is fighting in the damn sperm weight divisions. Like, bruh, nobody watches these. Who the fuck? I'm looking at the resume right now. Who the fuck? Okay, the only name I recognize right here is McWilliams Arroyo. Great. Who the fuck is that? I mean, like, bruh, like it just don't make no sense. They can't even provide any justification. The only thing they bring up is, oh, why are there black people on it? But you take all the black people off, all of a sudden it's, oh yeah, this is a perfectly fine list. They could have fucking Deverenchenko. They could have Triple, when Triple G was pound for pound number one for doing absolutely nothing. They were like, yeah, that makes sense. Who did he beat to be pound for pound?
They were
Who?
saying Triple G better than Roy Jones Jr. I was like, yo, what? The same niggas who used to promote fucking Roy Jones Jr. saying that this nigga is better than him. What the fuck? You niggas is a piece of shit, bro.
Like, bro, to keep it real, they can't even tell me who Canelo is pound for pound for beating because he wasn't pound for pound after he beat Triple G. He was pound for pound after he beat fucking Callum Smith. So you want to tell me you can be PPP number one on beating Callum fucking Smith? Like, is that all it takes?
When you say somebody is pound for pound number one, that means you're held to a very high standard because what was Floyd held to?
Floyd had to fight everybody in their weight class under the most stringent drug testing rules, no rehydration clauses, off of their best performance, and he still don't get no respect. Real shit. Literally, bro. Like, dude, Cesar Meta, bro. I literally saw that nigga working drive through around my apartment like last week, like dog. And then people talking about Mungia. Mungia, fucking Triple G got Cesar Meta out of there quicker than Mungia's ass did. So I'm just like, bro, like, and then he's beating up dinner rolls, like just pulling niggas that we've never heard of off the assembly line. I'm like, oh
I
my
ain't never seen that
god.
nigga a day in my life, nigga. Steve Rolls.
Dude, literally, some black dude from Canada
You
who's
know, it
never.
went from I literally witnessed Canelo's, I mean not Canelo, Triple G fans go from it's just a tuna fight to well shit. I don't know. This nigga's tripping.
Dog.
Nah, real shit. And they want to talk about Charlo. Bro, do you know that Canelo versus Triple G fight is going upon 5 years now? Damn near. I think it's like 5 years, right?
Something like that. I know both fights are fully available on YouTube for no money, so new casuals can go relive that bullshit. Watching Canelo
And you
get
know what
caught.
I was thinking of in that fight when I was watching that fight too? I'm gonna keep it 100. I was really thinking like, so what's next after this? After
For
this
Tri-
big, like, where do they go? Where does Canelo go from here? Who's
oh,
bigger than this?
yeah.
Anyway, and you
Well,
know what's so weird? HBO is kind of funny style. The way they promoted this fight, yeah, I kind of like the promotion a little bit. Like they try to make it like old timey, but you know they try to make it seem like these were two white guys, like old school white guys fighting like fucking like like what's that dude?
like Rocky and Ivan
Rocky
Drago or some
Marciano or
shit.
shit like that. Did you see those build ups for the fight? The little commercials?
Yeah, I remember watching a little bit of it. That fight happened when I was like in high school, and I remember watching some of it, and I'm just like, y'all really making it seem like this about to be some throwback shit. And then it was exactly as like the first fight was exactly as lackluster as I thought. Triple G being a fucking tank, plodding forward, popping him in his shit with the jab, and Canelo trying to do all this magical shit while going backwards, and then end up losing the damn
I'm
fight.
not gonna lie to you. I was kind of impressed by Canelo, but then I was like worried towards the end. At first, I was impressed, like, yo, like I ain't never seen Canelo fight like this. And after the fight, shit just started making sense. You know,
It's crazy. It's crazy because like he popped dirty like for that fight, and I'm like, wow, that was you on juice. Damn
but
him. That
it takes time. From what I'm learning about this performance enhancing drugs, because unfortunately, the sport that I looked at as once as a good, fair sport, the more and more that I watch it, the more and more I study it, it makes me realize that, yeah, I really have to like learn about the bad stuff in boxing, like performance enhancing drugs. And what I'm starting to learn is that, like, you develop these skills over time after taking these drugs. You know what I mean? Like the stamina thing, like one point in time, the stamina was bad. Next thing you know, niggas is going all 12 and shit, looking like, you know? And I think it's because of the peds.
well, I don't like Canelo's cocktail, whatever the fuck he uses, whether it be Clenbuterol, whatever. I think mostly, I don't even think it's for stamina. I don't think it's for none of that. I think it's so Canelo stays small. Because remember, back in the catchweight king days, people used to say the nigga would inflate to like 185.
He was big against dudes like Cotto, bro.
Right. And we all know damn well that he couldn't compete at 175 for real. That's why people still talk shit about the Canelo, I mean the Kovalev knockout and why he didn't try to go clean 175 up because he get fucking mollywopped. Like one power shot from Better Biev and his fucking neck would get broken. And not to mention he's real little. He's like 5'8". So he knows damn well that he can't really compete like that for real past, 168. So I think that's just to keep his weight down. He can maintain power at the lower weight classes. It's the same reason why Benavidez don't want to compete where he's more naturally suited because he get his ass whooped. If Gavril could put you on your ass with a lazy ass right hook, imagine a better BF shot.
Dude, any nigga saying Canelo can compete for real at 175 are fucking crazy, bro. Man, they gonna hate me if I say this shit.
If he could compete
They
at
gonna hate.
130,
Look, they gonna hate me when I say this. I don't even think Canelo could beat a dude like Marcus Brown at 175.
no,
You know,
yeah, I mean,
you know why? Just based off the size and him being bigger than him. The fact that you go into a weight class and fight somebody that wants to hurt you, because look at what Kovalev was doing, holding back, and fucking weight drain. He was winning the fight, dude.
bro, Canelo, people gonna hate me for this too. Canelo was losing pretty much every round to Amir Khan until he got that punch in.
And that's what I'm saying. But people don't they don't like that type of talk because it's like, why would you say that about the king? But it's
Like
like y'all can't sit here and tell us styles make fights and they get
the
upset when we say, hey, I think this particular style right here, even though this guy is not a who you guys rate him as, you never know.
like honestly, everyone who's still talking shit about the Kovalev knockout, you should have been on complete wake up mode when he couldn't get Callum short notice Smith out of there.
That Canelo ain't got no business with Marcus Brown. But I'm just saying
Marcus Marcus Brown
because
will get
I
his
believe
respect.
Marcus Brown gonna beat Beterbiev. And when he beat Beterbiev, I know it sounds. Look, here's the thing. Hear me out, y'all, because it sounds crazy right now that I'm saying it because Marcus Brown haven't beat Beterbiev yet. But when he beat him, niggas gonna be like, well, shit, Canelo, he doesn't have to really go up to 175. He could just retire.
They
He's,
don't want
he's undisputed if he beats Plant.
they don't want Canelo to fight Better BF right now. They want him to wait till he turns 38. They're talking about Better BF 2022,
You
2023.
see how they try to do Plant though? We not gonna act? Are we gonna act like we didn't see Canelo Alvarez really like try to like force Bevo to take some bullshit ass side contract? Fuck it, playing bullshit. Move on, Bevo. Bevo, you gonna sign this rehydration clause, right?
No, no, no. It was Better BF, and they lied. They lied.
No, I'm talking. It was Bevo. It was Bevo.
I heard Better BF because shit,
No,
Bevo's
it
a
was better be a first a while ago, but during the Plant fiasco, the recent Plant fiasco, the most recent one,
oh, okay.
they said basically they had Bevo on standby, and Bevo was on some like, the team was like, nigga, that's not enough time, nigga. What the fuck?
because Bevo is. You know what's funny? Bevo actually said he'll drain himself. He'll come down to 168 to get that ass. And Canelo's team was like crickets,
But
crickets.
not a month and a half though.
Yeah, no, not a no. He'd have to damn near kill himself. But that's what they want. They want a half conscious weight drain Bivol because Bivol got a better chance of beating Canelo than Better Be does. Let's keep it real.
Yeah,
Bivol is quick, very fast jab, good footwork,
got some
uses
decent power.
yeah, not as much as Better Be, but
Somebody
yeah.
gonna rock Canelo shit. I think it's gonna be Plant. Niggas will be like, Plant don't got no power. Watch.
But even when people say that, like they talk about Brown in his resume, and it's like, bro, that's great that he's been knocking out nobodies, but it's called boxing, not knockout. I'm not saying that. I mean, I'm picking Brown to win, but I'm not gonna lie. If Brown gets caught with a solid right, he probably gonna go to sleep. That's just what that is. But yeah,
But
like,
if you don't,
yeah, if you don't, I don't see him losing because he's been in with the
I
better
think I really
competition.
because now looking back, I gotta just agree. I had to for what I believe in. I honestly believe that the only reason why Brown lost to fucking Gene Pascal is because Pascal's on the juice.
Well,
I
true.
have reason to believe that.
I mean, he looks like he's on. He's 40 and built like baby Schwarzenegger. Yeah, he's on juice. But also, those two knockdowns didn't help. Brown got sloppy, got reckless, came in, got caught. Because Pascal ain't no damn sharpshooter. He just be throwing,
He
and
throw
then
them
Brown,
crazy overhand rights.
yeah, Brown's dumbass, walked into the shit. So as long as he doesn't do any of that, because Better Be doesn't have a reach like that. Oh, the ghost of
You see David Thomas, the comment that you just put. If you put that shit on Twitter, they gonna eat you alive.
they're gonna go. Plan is white. He's not black. You can't claim him.
You can't, bro. Look, Canelo and his fans, they put us in a predicament where we have no choice. You cannot walk around and say "Viva, Viva Mexico," and
while living in Texas, Joe dumbass.
"Viva la Raza" and all that shit. Not saying that is you wrong for claiming your hood and your culture, but you can't say that shit and expect me to be on y'all side against an American nigga from the hood.
It don't even make no sense.
Like what? Like no, nigga. Like stop trying to. And they try to say, "Oh, he's MAGA. He's Trump. You should ride with us." No, nigga. Hell no. We ride with America.
30% of Hispanics voted for Trump this last election. Cut the bullshit.
You know
Thirty
what I'm saying?
percent, and it's
Exactly.
only and it's only getting bigger.
Right.
But you know what's funny though? What's funny about them, specifically the Mexican fans? Whenever someone else that's not Mexican, whether they be Honduran or Puerto Rican, Dominican, whatever, they start putting up that flag. Like, oh, it doesn't matter. We're all under the same. No, 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 no. Take credit for what y'all be doing. Don't be like, oh, well, he's Puerto Rican or he's Honduran or he's Venezuelan. So we all, no, 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 no. Take credit for what you individually produce. Like, you should have seen how fast all the Mexicans jumped on Castano's side back when we thought Mel wasn't a complete waste of fucking air. So they jumped it.
What's up with that Castano fight?
Castano said he got a Mando. Mel all of a sudden got a Mando. I think I think they're trying to fuck around and put Costazu's fucking son in there somewhere. Which what the fuck is he gonna do? He ain't fought nobody. What he beat? Jeff Horn coming up from welterweight. Fuck out of here. They're trying to pull a Stanionis. They're trying to weasel him somewhere so he could upset somebody and then get a random title shot. And they think he might be able to take out Mel or something cleaner than Castano did because he allegedly got more power. But I'm like, you're talking about this power because what? Because he beat Horn, bruh. Terrence Crawford beat Horn. What are we talking about? Like all of a sudden, this nigga's the Mike Tyson 154. They're acting like Costa Zoo's career was some real shit. Like, stop. I mean, Costa Zoo is he's a name we know. Everyone claimed Mayweather was ducking him, just like everyone claimed Mayweather was magically ducking Triple G from a division below. But like, cut the bullshit. Like, I
But
mean,
it,
just to make sure I ain't bullshitting. Costa Zoo has, he's beat some decent people. He
oh
beat,
shit. Look at the comment.
oh, who don't know what he's talking about. Okay, so tell me I'm wrong. Like, come and explain it.
Oh shit. Monty Brown TV. I remember, dude. Yeah. It is what it is, man. What do you think about Javante Davis versus what's his name? Roly Poly.
I mean, seems like Rolly just getting money and Mayweather just getting money because they all in the same house, so it's a lot of bread they could just chop up off an easy, solid pay per view. People talk about Rolly's power, whatever. That's great, but he couldn't deal with some dude that we still haven't heard of. What was his name? Jackson Marinas. People say he lost that fight. I actually watched that fight recently. Yeah, I didn't think Rolly won, so I mean, it's gonna be unless he, like I said, his only chance is to really make Tank mad, get him out of his game plan, and land like some lucky haymaker. But outside of that happening, it's only gonna go in there and get beat up, and then that's gonna be it. Hopefully, Tank moves on to some actual work. It's mainly just a spectacle. It's like bordering on some Jake Paul type shit because Rolly is. I'm not a professional boxer, so I'm not gonna say Rolly is horrible, but like when his trainer
I
said
mean, we heard other professional boxers say Roly was terrible.
we mix in street fighting and karate, I was like, nigga, you didn't have to tell us. We already knew that's what he was on. Like Southern T always said that should be a UFC fighter, and and it's like, yeah, we already knew what he was doing in there was not no damn boxing. So that's yeah. So we already knew about that. But I'm trying to figure out what Monty Brown said I was wrong about. Like, what was I wrong about? I mean, did I disrespect Costa Zoo because and he beat Judah and Julio Cesar Chavez Senior, who had barely fought anybody? Yeah, yeah, David Thomas. He was talking about retiring before this. Back when they were talking about him fighting Haney, he was like, you know what, man, I got anxiety. Like, you know how feared you got to be to give everybody anxiety by just hearing your name. Like, hey, what about Devin Haney at 135? I'll whoop his ass. Oh, so let's make the fight happen. You know what, man? I don't know about this boxing shit, man. Like, I'm fucking retired, man. Fuck it. I'm gonna just go ahead and think about things and think about life and da 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 da. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if he just sat his ass down for a while and maybe became like a YouTube personality, like a weirdo. Because Ryan Garcia's got like a podcast that I don't watch, and he's kind of doing that bullshit now. So maybe Rolly will do one of those. But all I know is that if you ain't fighting, you please stay out of boxing, the boxing conversation. They can say what they want about Jake Paul, but at least the nigga's fighting. Nah, he's fighting garbage. Don't get me wrong, but he's fighting. He's consistently getting in the ring. That's more than what we can say for fucking Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, Ryan ain't doing shit, man. I kind of feel bad for Golden Boy, but fuck the Golden Boy when they erase his emails.
All they got is Virgil Ortiz Jr. and
Exactly.
they're gonna make sure that they protect that boy as long as they can.
Just like they protecting Valdez. But hey, man, I gotta get out of here. I've been cooking for 2 hours. Um,
For sure.
Shout out to you, man. It was a good show. We gonna keep it going, man. On to the next fight. Boots fights this weekend, and my guy
Delorme.
Jamal James fight this weekend.
Yeah.
Jamal James got a tough fight. Let's see how he goes, man. We'll see.
For sure. Thanks for having me up.
Yeah, no problem.
Have a good one.